opened their series against the Orioles with a win thanks to a Josh Naylor grand slam, his first of the season. Game 2 today at 3:35 p.m. with a 2:30 pregame show on Seattle Sports. Logan Gilbert on the mound. It won't be Nixon 4 after all. The Spurs fought back in another close one yesterday, taking Game 3 to narrow New York's series lead to 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. The Mariners I almost said a series win. Get a win, and Bump and I are live at Seahawks minicamp. That is where we're starting today's show. Getting to the Mariners coming up at 10:30. We've also got some fun guests and, of course, the dugout from 1 to 2. But right now, we got to talk about our biggest questions as we enter minicamp. Bump and I are going to be live here at Virginia Mason Athletic Center today to see practice and interview players, and Thursday. So we're going to have a couple takeaways. But, Bump, we thought it would be great if we kind of narrowed it down to, what are the questions that we still have about this team? What are we entering into this week's minicamp wondering? What's one of your big questions about the Seahawks team right now?
One of my big ones is obviously the offensive coordinator. What's Fleury going to look like? And I was thinking about how the last 2 years, Sam Darnold's been helped or aided by offensive coordinators. Kevin O'Connell, who comes from a tree, knows what he's doing. You have Kubiak, who comes from a tree, knows what he's doing. Now it's Fleury's turn, but I'm looking at it the other way. Like, Sam could help Fleury. Sam has been an excellent quarterback in this league the past 2 years, and Fleury just hasn't been a coordinator. I know he understands football situations and all that stuff, but this might be the first time where Sam's like, hey, I got you. Let's work together, but I've done this before. I've won 20-plus games or, 30 games the last 2 seasons.
A million.
I'm going to be able to enhance your play calling because I've done this before. So that's going to be my mainly is looking at the relationship between the quarterback and offensive coordinator and see how they scratch each other's backs.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be interesting to listen to, in particular, what players say about it. You mentioned, now this was during OTAs, but this is the kind of thing that I'm tracking, right? You mentioned in OTAs really liking hearing Sam Darnold say that Brian Fleury had command of the offense. And you said that as a former player, you and any teammate you ever had could always sniff out, this guy just doesn't believe. And I'm sure that was, for assistant coaches. It's for, when you get into the pros, no matter what you're doing, you can probably just tell when a guy, what does it look or sound like when a guy, you're like, this guy doesn't have it?
I had a coach. He was young at the time.
Okay.
And he's explaining to us exactly. Now, he's gone off and been a great coach. He's been in the league 15 years now. But he was young at the time. And I remember him explaining to us what the plan was for the day, the install, and all this stuff. And the head coach walks by, and he, starts to stutter a little bit and kind of just loses some of his confidence. I'm like, Coach, relax. You're just reading off a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Put your hand on his shoulder. You got this?
But it's he was fresh. He was young at the time. Now he's gone off. He's won, assistant coach of the year and done some great stuff. But in that moment, I was like, all right, my man is still learning how to do this.
Now, when you are trying to win a Super Bowl and get back to a Super Bowl, you need someone who kind of has that confidence and feels self-assured right now. So I think it's important to listen to what players say about him, because as much as, you might be getting some questions from people tomorrow that are like, Bump, what did you see? What did it look like? It's just not going to matter right now. You're not going to get those answers. But we can read between the lines of what they say. So take a listen to, for instance, cut number 2. This is what Cooper Kupp said about Brian Fleury.
Yeah, well, there's a certain standard of operation that we, live by, and a mentality that you have when you step in this building. And so, part of it is just, carrying through that. That needs to stay the same. And being in a headspace, being in bringing energy to allow the work to get done that's going to allow you to get better. And, Brian's done an unbelievable job of himself meeting that standard and coming in with an ability to challenge people and push people, find ways to tinker and find the ways to get the best out of people, and recognizing personnel, what the strengths and weaknesses are here. And he's been awesome in terms of just how he's installing things and the detail of all that. So we're just going to keep getting better. And there is the way that you keep continuity is by continuing to keep that same energy, that same process, and coming ready to work.
We are simply not going to know whether or not Brian Fleury is a great OC. The minicamp will not tell us that, but we can read between the lines of things like that. And if you're me, you're going, I like that Cooper Kupp used the word challenge. I like that he said Brian Fleury challenges people.
Yeah, because that's for some it might be hard to do. You're coming in as a new offensive coordinator, and you got to find a way to earn these guys' respect. And how do you do that? With preparation and all the things that Cooper Kupp mentioned right there, and still being able to hold guys accountable. When number 14 was here, the other 14, I felt like it was hard to hold him accountable because of his personality, right?
Yeah.
He was just very outspoken, and, you know, from what I observed, it seemed like it could be hard to coach him and challenge him and hold him accountable. After you've won Super Bowls or a Super Bowl, it feels like this team wants to be held accountable, right? They want to be challenged because they understand. I think Mike McDonald's done a good job of conveying that to them, that just because you did it last year doesn't mean it's going to happen this year. And it's important, man. You come in, first impressions are everything. If Fleury came in timid, head down, shoulders forward, and didn't have the confidence that a great offensive coordinator has, that's step number one. You're going to start losing guys. So obviously he's done all the little things correctly. And then when you have veterans like Cooper Kupp just backing up everything he's doing, guys are going to fall in line.
Bump and I are live from Virginia Mason Athletic Center because Seahawks minicamp kicks off today. We're going to be chatting with Rylie Mills a bit later. We're going to be watching a bit of practice and getting some takeaways. But right now, we're going over our biggest unanswered questions still about this team. Both of us starting with Brian Fleury. What's another one of your unanswered questions?
I just want to see how these rookies get acclimated into the situation. Rookies that we expect to see, right? I expect to see Bud Clark at some point in the season. I expect to see Julian Neal. I expect to see Joe Stevens. Just how quickly do we see them, and how quickly can they pick up this system? They're all good ball players. They wouldn't be here. But it's about doing all the little things correctly and making sure that you instill confidence in these coaches. I think initially you got to go with the older guys. You got to go with Ty Okada. You got to go with Anthony Bradford. You have to go with Josh Jobe, just paid him. You have to give Nehemiah Pritchett an opportunity. You got to go Spoon, because they've all been here. But eventually there's going to be opportunities for these young guys to make a good impression and maybe get some snaps. So how quickly, or if at all, do we see some of these young guys?
And there's two ways that young guys, in my experience, stand out. One is by just physically being bigger, faster, or stronger, or noticeably different than everyone else. For instance, when Reek Wolin got here, even though he was a fifth-round pick, he would kind of catch your eye out of the court. You'd turn and be like, whoa, this guy's like it looks like a head taller than some of these other DBs when they're all in a group, because you'd be grouped up with safeties in that case too. And another way that rookies stand out is by being loud, vocal, and confident, and joking around and looking really, really comfortable. And that is a way that, to me, Devin Witherspoon stood out in his rookie camp. So
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they have to stand out. A rookie doesn't have to make noise. But I think that it can be really encouraging to see a rookie that either looks physically ready or really confident. And those two things can be encouraging.
Yeah, if you're confident and outspoken, you better be doing all the other things. You better be showing up on time. You better be focused in film room. You better be going 100% during drills. And then you're allowed to kind of do that. But I think there's a process to it. You have to be yourself. Yeah. I think it's important to have that, your personality on the football field. But if guys don't respect you, they will shut that down real quick.
Absolutely agree. One of my big questions is still about that running back room. Before they drafted Jadarian Price, and even before they went and signed Emmanuel Wilson in free agency, I did not feel, and was open about that, did not feel super confident and comfortable with just George Halani and Kenny McIntosh in that room. And that wasn't meant to be disrespectful to those guys at all. It is just a position that physically takes such a toll on the body that you cannot just be like, okay, that's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And neither of those two guys were a starter last year. They both had, McIntosh didn't play last year, but has always had intrigue. Halani had great moments, and it was really cool. But, I just wanted more. And the answers we got there, or rather the people we got there, one of them is another veteran who hasn't been a go-to starter, and the other is a rookie. So it's not like you got proven answers. So what I'm curious to see right now, my biggest unanswered question is, does Jadarian Price look like he has it? Does he look, you know what I mean? Do we see something flash? And if not, it's not a massive problem, but I'm curious. That's an unanswered question I have. Bump, when you and I are out there, and when you're out there this week looking at practice, what are we watching for from Jadarian at this point in the offseason?
You're looking at the mesh in the backfield, right? Is he hitting the right angles when it comes to Sam Darnold handing the football off? What does his vision look like? You know, this is a heavy outside zone team, wide zone team, so you got to press it outside before you look at the cutback. Does he have a good feel for the flow of the game? Because when you're running these outside zones, the defense is going to flow one way. Your timing, cutting towards the backside has to be on point. But I think most importantly is pass pro, because that's always the hardest thing for these rookie running backs to pick up. Running the football, they've been doing that since they were in Pop Warner. Like, they most have a good feel for that. But if you're not able to protect your, in most cases, $50 million investment in the backfield, then you're not going to play a lot. So with him, it's flow, it's feel, it's the mesh in the backfield, and then can he show us that top-end speed that we keep hearing about?
What's another one of your unanswered questions? It feels weird to have so many for a team that just won a Super Bowl, but look, they want to get back there. So they expect, the bar is high. So what's a question you'd like to have answered still?
What's JSN look like in this offense? I mean, you go for 1,700 last year. I don't expect 1,700. That would be nice, but he has to be a focal point in this offense. And is Fleury capable of finding creative ways to get him the football? With the examples he's had over there with the Niners, looking at guys like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, and a bunch of other receivers who have come through, you always felt like receivers were getting open with the 49ers. So I hope that continues here with JSN. He's going to need help. He's going to need Barnard to do his thing. He's going to need Jadarian to do his thing. If not, there's going to lock in on him, Rashid Shaheed to do his thing. But there's no way you can have a fall off from JSN having like 1,700 yards to now he has 700 yards. So there has to be a happy medium somewhere.
Well, and speaking of that fall off, that was kind of the fall off between JSN and the next closest guy last year. I don't know that JSN is getting 1,700 yards. I think it's going to be really tough with how defenders are going to play him and how defensive coordinators are going to plan for him. So can your next closest guy get more than 600? You know what I mean? Can you close that gap just a little bit? And so they pay Rashid Shaheed a ton of money. He gets a full offseason with his new team. Worth, you and I both think, asking, how he's incorporated. What are we watching for with him? Because it's two different wide receivers, two different skill sets, and we're kind of tracking two different things. But they do have two unanswered questions. Like, there are questions about both and how they work here.
Well, I think with Rashid Shaheed is more about the explosive plays. I'm not really going to be too concerned about 600 yards, 700 yards. I'm going to be looking at plays over 15, plays over 20 yards, because I think that's what he brings most to the table. Sam's talking about he's a better receiver than what people think, and he's going to have to prove that. But with Shaheed, he is the most explosive player when it comes to speed on the football field most of the time. So that's what I want to see. If he can have 10 to 15 explosive plays next season, what's that going to do? Is going to set your offense up. It's going to either get you out of trouble if you're backed up or get you in a scoring position, and maybe you hand the football off and finish it that way. But I think that's how Rashid Shaheed brings value to this team. I'm not too concerned about the overall yardage, just the explosive plays.
How do you get explosive plays from a guy that maybe isn't your single best route runner?
Play design. I mean, you send JSN going across the middle up the seam like we did last year. You slide him underneath and digs and curls or whatnot. You give him a screen or two. When you see man coverage on the backside, man, you take your shot because you know that he's going to be able to beat the guy over the top. You got to pick and choose how to do it, and you got to use your personnel to your advantage. So that's where running the football comes in handy. Getting the second and third level to flow, getting AJ involved early and often as well. We're all related, man. I used to run routes when I was in the slot, and I knew the chances of me getting this ball in this play were not great. But I knew that if I held my safety, if I held that safety there, then the underneath route was going to be open. I used to tell my guys, I got you. I'm going to hold them for you. And if that safety ends up to bite, then I'm going over the top. So I think you just can't be selfish. And I don't think these guys are selfish. They understand that, look, if I'm not getting the ball, I can still influence and create space for the next guy.
I'll let you know that from the text line, the single most popular unanswered question for everyone. Do you want to guess what it is, or are you already looking?
No, what is it?
Right guard battle.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at that. They brought Anthony Bradford back for a reason, but they also drafted Bo Stevens for a reason. That's going to be – I mean, we've mentioned that so many times that I'm trying to stay away from it and let Anthony Bradford do his thing and go with some other spots. But, yeah, of course you're going to be looking at that.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite!
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Mariners bounce back to beat the Orioles on Monday, and Josh Naylor had a big say in it with this grand slam.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted. Right field. It's towards the big wall. It is gone! Over the big wall. Grand slam. Sail away, Josh Naylor. He clears them all with one big swing, and the Mariners lead 5-1.
What's the real headline?
I actually think the Tigers should set him off even more. I think that you should get even more opportunity. You know what, AJ Hinch? Continue to talk about Josh Naylor. Please do. Make him the focus of your post-game press conferences.
Yeah, Naylor's had himself an interesting week, or interesting, I say, 3 to 4 days. His 7th home run of his career. That ball was nice and tight. I believe it was a four-seamer, and kept his hands tight and turned on that thing. I didn't see it live. I was, what was I doing? Was I watching the Knicks game at the time? I forgot what it was. I was multitasking.
Same time.
Yeah, I was multitasking, and I heard it. So I had to go back and look at it again. No, good for Josh, man. He's becoming one of the better hitters on this team. And all around, right? He steals bases. He's good defensively. He's going to ruffle feathers with the other team. He's going to run into a guy at first base. Going to throw his glove at home. He's somebody you always have to worry about, and I like that.
You know, I know that we're going to talk more about what we saw in this game coming up at 10:30, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But in addition to being really encouraged by what we saw from the Mariners being able to load the bases and then obviously getting that grand slam, thought it was really good to see Andres Muñoz get through it. I know you had
he needed
some questions.
He gave me that.
You had some questions.
That Wembenyama after they won Game 7 type feel against OKC. He just let it all out, and I was happy to see Muñoz come through.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Spurs staved off a 3-0 series deficit after taking Game 3 against the Knicks, 115-111. It's now a 2-1 NBA Finals. Game 4 is Wednesday. What's the real headline?
I've seen enough movies to know you have to kill the alien when you get the chance. Uh-oh, Knicks. What have you done?
Yeah, it was, Wemby had himself a game. This was the type of game that Wemby has to play for these guys to be relevant. 32 points, 11 to 18 from field goal, 2 for 4 from behind the stripe, 8 for 9 at the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, only 1 turnover this time. Last time around, he led the team when it came to turnovers. That's what you need. But this is the game. This is how it's supposed to be. It's the NBA Finals. It would have been nice for the Knicks to sweep it and have it be convincingly win this thing. But this is the Finals, man. You're gonna have to play. You won 2 at their house. They got 1 at your house. Now you're going to have to back it up again. And, hey, Knicks fans, y'all wildin', man. Have you seen the videos of them outside? Like, if you're wearing a Spurs fan, they are chasing you down, ripping your jersey off you. Like, they are
ripping your jersey off.
Ripping jerseys off.
There's a video of them ripping a Spurs jersey off.
Lighting
That's
on
too
fire.
much. That's too much.
They got guys running for their lives.
They had to have someone pretending to be. That has to be just for
Nah.
What?
Look at the videos. It's real.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Don't wear your jersey. Just wear neutral colors. Like, when I go to UW games, I don't wear no Coug stuff. I wear neutral colors and call it good.
I can't imagine.
Headline rewrites.
UW fans chasing someone down and ripping their jersey off. I don't know if it's quite the same as Knicks fans. Knicks fans are crazy.
Headline.
You know what? I actually do believe it.
Headline number 3, ESPN and Pat McAfee are reportedly in contract negotiations that would pay him between $60 and $65 million per year. What's the real headline?
A former punter is making more than every single quarterback in the NFL.
Man, I should have punted, and I should have been just very outspoken and wild. Good for him, man. I mean, he's done something special with his career. When he first came out, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, man, I'm not listening to a punter when it comes to analysis or whatnot, but it's more than just analysis with him. He's like a personality. And if you surround his big personality with the right type of people and the chemistry is right, you get a decent show. So good for Pat McAfee, man. He's changed the game. He wears cutoff shirts all the time, no sleeves. It's just different. And ESPN has embraced that type of personality. Like, they're kind of leaning towards that. So I ain't mad at the man getting his money.
How much do you think AJ Hawk is getting?
He probably get like a couple mil. He hardly says anything.
I'm not joking when I say that almost every clip I've seen of the show, I don't know that I've seen him say anything.
Just
but it doesn't feel
directly
right
into a camera
and nodding, but it doesn't feel right without him there looking and nodding. You know what I mean? But it's like, I still have not heard him ask a question or.
I'm sure he has.
Definitely
but
has.
McAfee is controlling the whole scene with that thing there, as he should. He's the personality, but you always need that sidekick, the homie who just every now and then will say something and it'll make complete sense. But for the most part, he's there chilling, hanging out with the bros.
I got a couple texts into the text line about the NBA Finals, so let's get back to that conversation. John and Eugene said Spurs are winning this in 6 or 7. They didn't even play well, the Spurs, in games 1 and 2, and still had leads with under 2 minutes in both of those.
Sure. I mean,
still buying
it can go either way. I'm still going with the Unks. I think the Knicks still have this, but I'm not counting out the Spurs. I think they're more than capable of winning another one at Madison Square Garden and then taking it back home and seeing what happens there. I still got the Knicks though. I think that if they continue to play Josh Hart the way that they did, what they did was that Wembanyama guarding Josh Hart and daring him to make the 3, and he was making the 3. I think if they continue to play that way, there's going to be problems. Now it's just how do you stop Wembanyama, which is almost impossible, from getting those easy alley-oops. What they do is they put 2 guys on the block. I listened to Kendrick Perkins describe this morning. It was perfect. They put 2 guys on the block. You got your point guard up top. You're running this pick and roll, and all you literally have to do is just toss that thing towards the rim, and Wemby's going to be able to get it in there. How do you slow him down? You got to find a way to beat him up physically. And he's a little, you know what, man. He be doing some dirty stuff. I'm like, heck yeah, maybe pushing Bronson in his head, like, which I can appreciate because it's just physical basketball. But Wemby ain't scared, and I like that about him.
Well, I was going to say, maybe that's your answer or one of your answers to this. You know how yesterday we were making fun of that sound from Sam Presti about SGA and SGA's style of play, and I don't know anyone that's like a massive fan of his style of play. Is there anyone, conversely, that you bump, or you, Curtis, you're like, I love his style of play? And I don't mean back in the day. I mean an active player. So you don't get to just choose someone from a different era and say, I miss that.
I love his style of play.
Yeah.
Someone who's active right now.
I'd say Anthony Edwards. I like Anthony Edwards' fearlessness. I mean, he was going to challenge Obama to a game of like ping pong at the Olympics. He was not scared of talking to a dignitary like that.
KD don't care either. He'll talk trash to you. He'll troll you on social media.
Yeah.
I saw him and Gary Payton going at it one time, and KD was like, when you were my age, you were the 8th man off the bench. He's like, I'm still doing this, you know. So I like that KD is unapologetically himself.
So maybe a boldness.
Yeah.
Kind of like
that's not who I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people do that,
yeah,
I appreciate it.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We're going baseball here. Lots of Mariners stuff to get to. Coming up at 11, Yahoo Sports' Jake Mintz, one half of Baseball Barbiecast, is going to join us. We're going to talk about who is making the case for the Mariners All-Star coming up at 10:45, and then taking a look at the rest of this series and that win last night coming up next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco from Wayscarf Ford for over a year now. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I've brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. I love seeing them. They explained that each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. That covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also sealant gaskets for any of those components. If it's a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. They also have a 5-day or 500-mile 100% money-back guarantee. I always leave Wayscar Ford with a smile on my face, and now you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit and no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The 208 says, besides Bump and Stacy, Pat McAfee is my other favorite sports program. I can confirm AJ Hawk does say plenty. Whether it's useful or not is another question. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that he does. And thank you so much for listening to both of us. We are going Mariners back to back here. We will obviously get back to a lot about the Seahawks, and that includes some football questions for Bump coming up at 11:15 4 Down Territory. But we have a lot to discuss with this Mariners team who opened their series against the Orioles with a win yesterday, and that is thanks in large part to cut number 5, this grand slam from Josh Naylor.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted. Right field. It's towards the big wall. It is gone! Over the big wall. Grand slam. Sail away, Josh Naylor. He clears them all with one big swing, and the Mariners lead 5-1.
It's his first grand slam of the season in Bump. I didn't know it was possible for someone that became a fan favorite last year, but I fear Josh Naylor is becoming even cooler.
Yeah, he is. Like I said, he's had a heck of a week so far just with the way he plays. It gives me like an old school, borderline hateful type of style when he plays. Like,
I like it.
If you wear a different color jersey, I don't like you. I don't rock with you. And did he get fined for that, for throwing his sliding glove? He claimed it was an accident.
No, there's been no punishment for it.
No punishment. See, and that's baseball for you too, man. Baseball be like,
folks.
throw the ball at a guy's head. You're good. Just don't do it again. Football, basketball, they find you so quick. Have a little FedEx package at your locker room waiting for you. But they let these guys figure it out themselves. And Naylor has really acclimated to the Northwest. You look at like his attire, the way he talks about the region, then he goes out and plays with all of his heart and soul. How can you not like Josh Naylor?
Did you ever get fined?
Heck no, I was too poor for that. I was doing nothing to get myself fined. What?
You were helping them find people?
No, I wasn't snitching. But
sir, over there, right over there, if you could see.
I made sure my jersey was worn the way it was supposed to wear. I didn't do anything crazy. I couldn't afford that fine.
Also some great defensive plays, including this in cut 6 from Julio.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted center field. Julio ranging back. He's at the track. Dead center makes the catch. Holiday tags at third. He scores. The throw to second base. The tag applied. He is out at second. Alexander out at second. Did the run score first? It did. The run scores, but the out at second base.
Challenge, and then that eliminated that run. And Julio ends up making just a phenomenal double play there. Julio, I am so glad to see Bump has seen some improved play in center. It was an uncharacteristic kind of first chunk of the season from him with some of what we were seeing out there.
Yeah, it felt like he wasn't tracking the ball well. Just making uncharacteristic mistakes out there. And to see him slowly turn this corner, I think is something that we all needed to see. He's considered one of the best center fielder in the game, but didn't look at it for a while. So, yeah, it's good for Julio, and let's continue to make plays like that. Like that play and another challenge, I think, saved him like 2 runs yesterday.
Well, let's go to another challenge. This one was initiated by Pareda behind the dish, and it was with Pete Alonso up to bat. Looks like he drew a bases-loaded walk. Cut number 8. This was Dan Wilson talking about Pareda's challenge.
We talk about it, in leverage situations, it's worth the risk. And I thought tonight the couple that he executed there in the high leverage spots was tremendous. And again, he's got a lot on his plate, and that's another thing that you add to a catcher's plate now. But I thought he did a great job of it tonight with a couple of huge strikes that kind of turned things around, turned the momentum around a little bit.
Kind of a weird inning for Brash. His slider just wasn't working there, and it was one of those moments where when you're watching, you go, oh, you might as well burn it. You might as well challenge. But not every single person, especially not a young catcher, thinks to do it in that moment. And look, it was borderline. It's not like it was a total Hail Mary there to just be like, whatever happens here. Like, he had to still make a decision and have some really good vision there. And it ended up saving them. And then later they are able to get out of that inning. Just absolutely massive. So I think Bump, I'm glad for these moments in this game because these were the things that were lacking earlier. And I don't just mean, let's say, an ABS challenge that was wrong or, anything like that. What I'm saying is when you are going to have a team that isn't just completely blowing other teams out of the water with your offense, and when you're relying on pitching, you need good defense. You need smart challenges. And the Mariners weren't having those early, and it feels good to see a few more of those lately.
Yeah, I mean, to get where you want to go, you're going to have complete games. I'm not talking about guys on the mound. I'm talking about all the things you just mentioned. Julio playing great defensively. Getting, I wouldn't say lucky, but you can't count on grand slams like Naylor just hit there. Challenges from behind the plate. And the numbers say that the catchers are far more accurate than anybody else on the field when it comes to those challenges behind the plate. So, yeah, complete games. That's what you need at times. And then you have your closer who's been struggling as of late come out there and do his thing as well. When you mentioned Brash was struggling a little bit. No, team sports, man. I love team sports. I've never been an individual sport type of guy other than golf. But this is why I like team sports, because when everyone starts contributing, then that aura is contagious, and other guys start making plays. I think even Bliss came in and got a base hit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't seen Bliss since '85.
Well, and we weren't going to see Bliss yesterday, but obviously we had Colt Emerson scratched late with back tightness, which initially was pretty concerning because JP just landed on the 10-day IL. By the way, let's go to cut 10. This was Dan Wilson pregame talking about JP.
JP's doing okay. It's a tough blow getting that pitch off the hand, and a lot of pain, and it's coming a little bit slowly. So, I think it's wise at this point to make it an IL situation and get him the rest and the recovery that he needs to get that back to healthy, and he'll be doing that here, during this stretch, and I know JP, the competitor he is, and the desire to get back out on the field, and he'll be out there as soon as possible.
Now, initially, it was Colt Emerson out there. Again, he scratched before the game, so instead what you have is Cole Young making his, I think, first actual start of the year at short and leading off, and then Bliss ends up getting into the lineup, taking over at second, Wisdom at third. I looked at it's not like you look at the lineup and think, oh no, but it was not a great feeling heading into this one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they were able to pull it out, get a win, and in a really good one at that.
Yeah, when you don't see your usual suspects out there in their usual spots, you should be concerned a bit. But, I mean, Cole Young came into the game as a shortstop. He moved to second out of necessity and has thrived there, one of the best defensive shortstops in the game, even though he doesn't get the love that he deserves. But I bet it was cool for him to get back to shortstop and play that spot. And then for Bliss, man, the way he started with last year, being the guy, getting hurt and kind of disappearing, being sitting down, and for him to come up or get the call up and be ready to contribute automatically is good. It shows organizational depth, and I think that's good. Now, you don't want this lineup every single day, but if you got to do it for the short term, I think you feel okay with your chances.
No, we will see the lineup come out during today's show. Curtis, about what time would it come out for a 3:35 p.m. first pitch?
I think yesterday came out around like noon, so it'll come out during our show.
Come out during the show, and then we'll have a chance to chat about it a little bit during the dugout. All Mariners from 1 to 2. Obviously, I'm assuming all of us are most curious to see whether or not Colt Emerson is back out there, because we wanted to see him at short. see what he looks like getting a start for a little while here. JP's still going to be on IL for a minimum of 7 days. It was backdated to the 6th, but you still have a week here of Emerson being your starting shortstop, which I'm saying very carefully now. Sticking with the Mariners, you're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Yahoo Sports' Jake Mintz, one half of Baseball Barbie Cast, joins us at 11 to take a look around the American League and a quick peek at the National League leaders. And before we get to that, we're sticking with the Mariners. Who's the Mariners all-star right now?
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
One thing y'all might not know about your boys, I was actually pretty nice on the soccer pitch. Bump here, and with football taking over the region this summer, it makes me think back for my love of the sport. I'm excited to hear our listeners getting into the matches and falling in love with the sport too. Just like I hear from our listeners who make the trip up to Silver Reef Casino Resort, I've been telling you guys it's a hidden gem here in the Northwest. This summer is perfect for a road trip or just enjoy the destination. Get there quickly, a little turnaround trip. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you get there. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails Golf Course and spend the night at Silver Reef. Make a weekend out of it. Enjoy the weather. You deserve it. It's going to be nice here pretty soon. Relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse. Have some fun at their sports restaurant and enjoy the cantina, authentic Mexican food. I've told you the burritos are on point. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. That's relaxing. Put your robe on. Just kick it. You do it at Silver Reef. Book your stay at silverreefcasinoresort.com. That's silverreefcasinoresort.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I think it's really important for salespeople to hold each other accountable. In particular, like more seasoned salespeople, guys that we've had around now. One of the deals we have that is kind of a unique of the Lee Johnson Auto family is we have really long tenured employees. I mean, long-term people.
The LJ way.
And we tell them when we're interviewing, we're looking for someone who wants a home. Someone that's career-oriented, because we do have upward mobility. So you get longer-term employees here, and the longer term they are, the more they're empowered to hold their peers accountable, right? In my eyes, it's just a reflection of the people that we've put in place around them.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. So glad, so thankful that Molly and I made the call. Had heard so many First Mark Challenge victories, we needed to take that challenge. What does happen from your perspective when that caller, when that email, when that person reaches out to you for a First Mark Challenge victory?
That's a great question. So there's several steps we go through in the process. The first step is we're going to gather information, find out all we can about that client and what their needs are. The next step is we will go out to the market. We have dozens and dozens of carriers that will compete for the business. At the end of that process, we will then bring those findings back to the customer, show them what we found, and who the eventual winner was in that competition.
And it may be who they're with.
It might be, yes. And sometimes that's the best we can do is recommend they stay where they are, but maybe modify a few coverages to put them in a better position.
So go take that challenge today. Go be the next First Mark Challenge victory. It costs you nothing, and they will be there with you every step of the way. FirstMarkInsurance.com. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cash back. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Yay to Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, I was listening to Brock and Salk this morning, and as I was driving in, they had Jeff Passan on. And the three of them were having a really interesting conversation. And I thought, I can't tell if this is a good or bad thing. The conversation was about who the Mariners All-Star is right now. Like, if I were to ask you, and listeners, feel free to text in, who are the All-Stars on this team right now? Bump, who to you would be all-star candidates where you'd be like, I'd be surprised if they didn't go? Or, like, I would think that they would get an invite.
Julio, Luke, Randy. Man, defensively, Cole Young's on point, but offensively, not up to par with other second basemen. Woo. I don't know, am I missing anybody?
Emerson, Hancock. But here's my follow-up. With a single one of those names, was it a slam dunk? Where you were like, oh, obviously this guy. Why are you even asking?
Nah, it hasn't been a slam dunk. That's for sure.
And is that a bad thing? Because I completely agree with you. I don't think that there is a slam dunk, obvious Mariners All-Star right now, the way that last year you were looking at this team, and it was like, well, not only is Cal clearly going to be an All-Star and the starting catcher, but, like, you ended up having, I think you were tied for the most in baseball, maybe, like, one behind the Dodgers. You're going to have All-Stars this year, but it's not as obvious. Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so. I think with this team, the way it's built, the more the merrier, honestly. Because, yes, I would love for Julio to have one of the best seasons we've ever seen out of a center. Or, Cal doing anything close to what he did last year. Of course, I would prefer that. But because we can mention so many names, at least 3 or 4, I'm seeing some of the same names on the text lines, it means that there's a bit more balance to this team right now. Again, I would not complain if one person stood out and was going crazy. But I'd rather have 3 or 4 guys in the mix rather than having one guy going crazy and everyone else is kind of barely staying afloat.
Yeah. Tony and Yakima said, Randy's a slam dunk. Come on now. Randy would actually be my candidate for, like, maybe the most clear all-star for the Mariners. He's 11th league-wide in total hits this year, and he's just shy of hitting 300, which is really impressive. But I don't know that it is, even though Randy Rosarena is a name everyone knows around baseball, I don't think it's the same kind of case that people were looking at last year when it was Cal and when it was Julio and when it was Wu, who was having his best season. It's kind of like everyone has had their moments and their stretches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some guys, Randy actually didn't start out slow. He's been maybe the most consistent guy all year. You could probably say the same for Rylie, though he's really kind of like he's a platoon guy. He's kind of a part-time player, but he is tied for the lead in home runs on this team. But it's just not been a team full of superstars, which is interesting for a team that is trying to get to a World Series. And again, I am not saying that it is a bad thing. I'm saying it's just a slightly different story. Let's go to cut 15. This is Jeff Passan when asked whether or not a Rosarena is that all-star this year.
I'd have to look through the outfielders in the American League in order to, like, definitively say so. I mean, he has had a very good year this year. Aaron Judge being hurt helps. I mean, is Trout ahead of him? Is Buxton ahead of him? Yeah, probably so. I mean, God, outfielders kind of stink, don't they?
Yes. I'm going to guess that, you might think it's unfair, but I'm going to guess that, like, Riley Green ends up getting that nod. Brendan Marsh in left, well, no, that would be for Philly, hitting .333, but in in the American League. Rylie Green there hitting .305. Again, Randy Arozarena is right there. He's got the third best average. This is league-wide among left fielders, not just in the American League, second best in the American League. And again, he and Luke Rylie and Julio in a couple categories are leading this team offensively. They're not being talked about in the way that, I don't know, like I think I would have expected. But I agree with you, Bump. I don't think it has to be a bad thing. I think it means that kind of it can be anyone's day.
Yeah, and they're not being talked about because of the way they've started this season as a team when it comes to win-losses and all that good stuff. If they were on a run, if there was a moment for them to be talked about, it was that 7-8 game win streak. And even then, people were like, oh, we see what's going on over there, but we're not really locked in to what the Mariners are doing. So there's still time, though. There's still time for them to get the love that they deserve. But I'm okay with balance, man. I am completely fine with that. I'd rather have 3 or 4 balling than just one in him by himself, and then everyone is trying to keep pace. So, no, I think Julio and Randy for me are the Julio, Randy, Emerson, and Luke is just a wild card, man. He's tied with this team when it comes to home runs. It seems like every opportunity he gets, most of the time he comes through. But I like that we're talking about several guys. I even heard in the morning show them talk about Dom Canzone in this deal as well.
Yeah, Salk was saying you could make a case. Like, it doesn't mean you have to make it convincingly or believably, but, like, there is a case to be made. Let's go to cut 17. This is what Jeff Passan had to say about whether or not having anyone jump out as a clear all-star is a bad thing.
I think it says that they have a lot of good players. Like, their 1 through 26 is really solid. You have some top-heavy teams, you know, and the Rays have come back to earth recently, but they just have a few good hitters who have been really good and a few pitchers who have been really good, and the rest not so much. The Mariners have depth, and that's where I think that's good is down the stretch when you need wins. And you know, tonight might be a Cole Young night, tonight might be a Colt Emerson night, could be a Josh Naylor night, might be a Randy Arozarena night. Cal Raleigh night has to be coming soon. Well, how about a Julio Rodriguez night or a Dom Canzone night or a Luke Rylie night? J.P. Crawford comes back, Brendan Donovan. Like, they're just a deep enough team where there can be heroes who come from everywhere.
And depth will get you to the playoffs, Bump. That's a good thing. But I think stars win it all. So who's going to be the star? They have potential there, but I don't think you win a World Series unless someone proves that they're a star.
Julio's a star.
Is he going to play like it?
Yeah, I think he could. We know what Julio does.
I think you got to put up star numbers.
He's already had the best start to his career that he's ever had, and we know when Julio gets going again, it's really during the summertime. So yeah, they have a star. Has he played like a star at times, but not consistently? But I think we also know the profile of Julio, and if he is consistently Julio, there's going to be a week or two here where he starts heating up again and he leads the charge. And then guess what? We still have one of the best catchers in the game who is not with the squad right now, so that could help as well. Yeah, Julio is the star. He has the glow. He runs out on the diamond. He has it. Now he just has to put it all together consistently to finish this or to start the summer, I should say.
And I think it's okay if it doesn't happen until the summer. I think it's okay if those numbers come later. Pete and Bellingham says Naylor is a star. I'm not talking about just guys that we just kind of know, because I think, I've been saying Julio's a superstar forever now with people going, but it's not playing like it. And it's like, but it doesn't matter. His face is recognizable nationally. You have superstar status. But I'm talking all-star numbers. You need to start making those numbers very obvious, because as part of this interview, and I know it's not fun to talk about, but as part of this interview, Jeff Passan did turn to the Blue Jays and say, look, I know that part of the conversation we were having about the Blue Jays is, look at 7, 8, and 9. They're getting so much production there. But we were also talking about what Vlad was doing in the playoffs. And we also, unfortunately, were talking about who George Springer was in the playoffs. And whether it turns up in October or whether it turns up in August and September, there's going to need to be a version of Cal and a version of Julio that look like clear slam dunk all-stars.
Yeah, that's right now. Like, for this team, it's okay for it to be a group project.
Agreed.
But as you get deeper into the season, now you need your guys to show up before we get out. 801. I agree with 801, and then I kind of don't at the same time, but I do actually more than I don't. It says, yes, it's a bad thing. Baseball is a sport where stars can get their numbers separate of what their teammates do. Baseball is the most individually driven team sport. I agree 100%. But if you got one star balling and no one else doing anything, solo shots aren't going to help too much when you're going up against a team stacked with other stars. So I agree. You need your stars to be stars, but you also need your role players to get on and make some plays.
Let's keep this conversation going with Yahoo Sports' Jake Mintz. He joins us next.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
You know, if there's another couple of these blowups, another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and Cruising Into Summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then Master Mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Alert Seattle to 62783. Alert.seattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
Sebastian's shoulder injury was dramatic.
I was snowboarding down a really steep hill. I hit a tree and went straight through it and came out the other side and had torn my shoulder up.
And the pain?
The pain level was probably at a 9 and the shock level was at about a 15.
I can imagine. It even affected the simplest things.
Couldn't even put the seatbelt on in my car.
Instead of surgery, he went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for Stem Cell Therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
It's way better. I got much better mobility. It doesn't ache as much.
Do you recommend it to people who may be considering surgery?
Absolutely. I got a lot of faith in the way that the science is developing around it, and why not heal your body with your own body?
So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is, before choosing surgery, go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscar Ford has treated their customers a very special way. The Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscar Ford for over a year now. First of all, I loved getting it. It was exciting, stress-free, loved driving it. But each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. They explained each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. It covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also seal and gaskets for any of those components. If it's four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. I always leave Wayscar Ford with a smile on my face. And you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit, no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's better than the employee discount. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Wayscarford.com. That's Wayscarford.com.
Well, this is pretty fun for me. Normally, Shannon O'Kelly and I are talking physical therapy, but today we are talking First Mark Insurance. You made the call to First Mark. You took the challenge. Why?
Brock, I was looking for a local agency that I could align with similar values, and they've helped us here at IRG. They shop different plans. They find the best plan for you, the best price, the best coverage, great customer service, and great connectivity.
Did they save you any money along the way?
Absolutely, they saved us money. Obviously, here at IRG, I have several needs in the insurance industry, and they look at those needs A to Z, and they find out what kind of coverage you need, what is the best coverage, at what cost, and they're always looking to save money. And again, it's all about providing my company, IRG, great customer service.
Well, Shannon and IRG, they took the challenge. Molly and I, we took the challenge. Are you confident that your business is getting the very best when it comes to your insurance needs? If not, take the First Mark Challenge today, and it's totally free. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com, your teammate that goes to work for you. firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners opened their series against the Orioles with a win thanks to a Josh Naylor grand slam, his first of the season. Game 2 today at 3:35 p.m. with a 2:30 pregame show on Seattle Sports. Logan Gilbert on the mound. It won't be Nixon for after all. The Spurs fought back in another close one yesterday, taking Game 3 to narrow New York's series lead to 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Yahoo Sports' Jake Mintz joining us right now. He co-hosts the Baseball Barbiecast with friend of the show, Jordan Schusterman. Jake, how's it going?
It is going well. I'm currently in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Los Angeles Dodgers will be playing a couple of ball games. So I got in my Prius, my Swagmobile, and drove up here from D.C., where I live.
Fantastic. I wanted to start by asking you, because you're an Orioles fan, right? If I remember?
I would say that I grew up an Orioles fan, and the closer I have gotten to the sport of baseball, it has slowly peeled away year after year. But if they win the World Series, I will feel more emotional than if any other team does.
That's exactly how we feel about Seattle sports. Is you grow up here and you watch them, and then working in sports changes it a bit, but then it's still emotional. Okay, well, this is perfect because the Mariners have two series here against the Orioles. So we've seen one game down yesterday, but I think they'll combine for about 7 here. What should we know about this year's Baltimore team?
It's been a season in two parts. I think they spent the first month trying to figure out their identity while battling through a lot of injuries on both sides of the baseball. They've been playing much better over the last couple of weeks here, starting to get on a roll, more offensive consistency, some big steps forward from arms like Shane Baz. The problem is they're still, as you saw last night, liable for some sloppy moments and some shakiness out of the bullpen, which is effectively the game everyone saw last night against the Orioles. The two biggest storylines I think this year so far have been the return of Pacific Northwest icon Adley Rutschman to stardom. He has been sensational after a couple of down years. And then kind of an opposite trend from Gunnar Henderson, who looked to be on the brink of MVP contention he was like the best player in the WBC for USA, but just hasn't gotten rolling yet in 2026.
I love outside perspectives when it comes to, I guess, the team that we cover locally, especially when you can narrow it down to a player. Like Josh Naylor's been talked about so much this past week or so. He's a guy that I'm glad he's on our team. If he wasn't on our team, I don't know how I feel about him. But I love his personality. What do you think of Josh Naylor? And is there anyone that you can remember over the years that kind of had the same persona that he has?
I mean, edge, right? He brings edge. And, like, in a season that has so many ups and downs where it's easy to not bring the focus every day, someone like Josh Naylor keeps you honest when you're in the room, right? And it's very refreshing to be around as a player, I'm sure. I think that you hit the nail on the head. If he wasn't on your team, he'd tick you off. He's what in hockey, hockey people call this a rat, is like in people's business, always has them on edge, but he is a really valuable player to have around. But one of the guys that does come to mind a little bit in terms of the intensity factor is Tommy Pham. Had some of the same things. I think Naylor exhibits it more on the field than Pham did, but in terms of that all-around intensity, there are a couple other dudes that do bring a similar type of energy.
I was listening to a conversation that Mike Salk and Brock Huard on our morning show were talking about with Jeff Passan, and it was about who on this Mariners team is an all-star. And it was fascinating because we've covered Mariners teams where it's like, well, someone has to be. I guess it'll be Yusei Kikuchi. Like, there have been very bad Mariners teams we've covered. This one was supposed to be very, very good, and it is not that they are bad. It's just that you can't say that there's like a slam dunk obvious all-star the way that last year you were looking at it going, well, obviously there's Cal, but then there's quite a few other guys here. And I thought that was a really interesting take on where the Mariners are right now, mostly because I don't know what it says about this team.
It's so different than Mariners history, right? Where the Mariners, more than any other team, like the ratio between superstars and on-field results is so out of whack. Look at the Raptors. Ichiro, Randy Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr. Like, we're talking the top of the sport. These guys are at the All-Star game every year,
Yep.
And now it's like, well, the floor is higher and the team is pretty good, even though they haven't been playing well. And it's like, I think it's Julio. Like, it's probably Julio, right?
But you can't even right? I'm with you where you're like, or it could be Randy Arozarena, but like there's weaknesses to either case. It's just a mess.
I would rather have Julio there.
Yeah.
Not like over, but like Julio Rodriguez just moves like someone who's an all-star. And he is in a way like representative of what this Mariners team is, where you're wanting more all the time. And yet you look up on June 9th and you're like, that's pretty good.
There's been a lot of movement with this team. When the season started, we're waiting, okay, when is Colt Emerson going to be called up? Oh, but you got Donovan here as a utility player. You can move him around. So now JP gets banged up. Donovan's banged up. Colt is at shortstop now, looking like, that could be or will be his spot in the future. What do you think this team should do once everyone is healthy and ready to go? And by the way, we still got Cal waiting to get his get back in the game. Just how would you handle the infield?
There's two ways to think about it. There's two ways to think about it. I get kind of eye-rolly when front offices are like, our deadline acquisition this year is getting this guy healthy. It's like, okay, sure. In the Mariners case, that holds a lot of truth considering who is on the IL, right? Like the dude that finished up runner-up for MVP, the biggest acquisition of the winter, the dude who's been playing shortstop for the last half decade. Like, these are all really key pieces. I think it will all work itself out, as it always does. If everyone is healthy and purring and kicking butt when the postseason starts, that is what we call a first world problem, right? That will get itself sorted. If everyone's like, no one's going to be complaining if they have to put someone on the bench for a little bit. And I think that Brendan Donovan's versatility is what makes this all work, and part of why they were so interested in him over the offseason.
The Mariners are fortunate in that the AL West is trash, but they're also fortunate in that it's so bad, but the American League up until, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago, it was also just kind of like the Yankees and Rays fighting, maybe the AL East, looking pretty solid, and then everyone else was pretty bad too. However, we've had slightly changing newsy type stories for either of these two teams, so I wanted to recheck in on the American League with you. And obviously we had the Aaron Judge news. The Rays have cooled off a little bit. Tell us what we should know about other frontrunners.
Yeah, I feel way better about the Yankees than Tampa, even though Judge is hurt. The Yankees have the depth to withstand his absence. The strength of this team for a number of years now has been built on the starting pitching. And that is continued to be the case, even with Max Fried on the IL. part of that, a huge part of that, is that Cam Schlittler is all of a sudden one of the best arms in the entire sport. And it is no fluke. So the Yankees, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, will need Cody Bellinger and Jazz Chisholm to step up. But take a look at the numbers. Aaron Judge has not been the best hitter on the Yankees this year. It has been Ben Wright. And as long as he's on the field, that offense is really, really good. I think I saw a stat somewhere from Chris Kirchner at The Athletic, I believe, that with Judge, the Yankees had the second best offense in the sport. And if you take his numbers out of it, they have the fourth or fifth best offense in the sport. And so it's like, yeah, obviously losing Aaron Judge is bad, but I'm not particularly worried about them. Tampa's a different story. A lot of smoke and mirrors there in the early going, winning with a lot of pitching and defense, keeping runs off the board. That has always been a staple of that team. The offense has kind of fallen back to earth over the last couple of weeks. Yandy Diaz is really incredible, remarkable player. The bottom of that order, though, as it often is for Tampa, is going to need to rely on manufacturing runs.
Tell me about these White Sox, because before the season started, I was told not to worry about them. They weren't going to be relevant in this thing, but they're sitting there 34 and 31, second in the Central. Do you believe in them? How real are these guys?
They are real in the long run. I don't think they have the pitching to make the playoffs. I think that as the season goes along, you tend to see attrition and you need players. You need to rely on organizational depth, right? And I think that's something that the Mariners right now have gotten good at, but that's why it's tough to be a surprise team, because that organization didn't really build itself to compete this year. And they've gotten really good contributions from the likes of, Randall Grichuk, who got jettisoned by the Yankees, has been, very valuable for them. But I think over the long haul, as you get more injuries and guys start to come back to earth, the White Sox will not be someone to worry about this season. I think what we've learned is that they do have core pieces that you feel good about in future years, where if they go out and spend a little bit of money in the offseason and they build around those core pieces, the White Sox could be reckoned with next year and the year after.
Hey, I wanted to talk about the feeling of when you kind of start to believe in a team, which is obviously drastically different as a baseball fan versus a football fan. It is relevant given the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, so we've been having this conversation, and listeners have been having this conversation for months now about this is when I knew, or this is when I felt it. And it's also just way more obvious in football, where there are not just significantly fewer games, but as my co-host was pointed out a million times, it's pretty obvious relatively early whether you're genuinely good or not. The Mariners had sky-high expectations heading into the season, and I think that the feeling most fans have been left with more often than not is just kind of disappointment. Not bad, not anger, right? You're still you're in first place, you're still in it, but a little bit of disappointment that it hasn't felt special the way that late last season felt special. Does that special feeling need to start at some point? I guess I'm asking if that's a bad thing or not.
No, I mean, as far as explaining it, it really is. If they have Cal Raleigh 60 home runs, I think we're feeling the special, and they're 3 wins or 4 wins better than they have been, And because he was bad and then hurt and playing through it, they just aren't that. I agree that it doesn't feel special. I think that specialness definitely ebbs and flows, right? In April, late April, early May, it felt like something special was brewing in Tampa. And now it's not. For the first couple weeks of the season, it felt like the Phillies were never going to win a baseball game again. Now they're 3 games above 500. This season is long and full of terrors. And just because it doesn't feel special now doesn't mean it won't get special over the summer. And what is important about the Mariners is that they haven't lost the season yet, right? You look at the Mets or the Giants or the Red Sox or the Royals, and these are teams that have had to dig themselves out of these enormous holes. Seattle has not had to do that, right? And while, yes, there is a spark lacking there, it is way better than the alternative. And so, as boring as it sounds, I preach patience.
You talk about the ups and downs of a season. Muñoz struggled recently, but it was nice to see him kind of close it out yesterday. And you saw the emotion that he had after closing it out yesterday. Where does Muñoz stand with you when it comes to one of the elite at closing games?
I mean, when you throw that hard, like in your breaking stuffs like that, I mean, you'll just get outs more often than not. I would say that as far as I think the top tier right now is Mason Miller in San Diego and John Duran in Philadelphia. I think Muñoz is kind of in the group just below that, like alongside David Bednar in New York, a couple of other names. Weissel Iglesias in Atlanta has been incredible once again. And so now I think that, Muñoz is the closer. He has been the closer. He will continue to be the closer. And I think you're right. Last night showed that it was more blitz than Trent.
You guys recently on Baseball Barbiecast talked about the best team in the National League. I wanted to wrap up with a topic that doesn't have much to do with the Mariners right now, but to look at what's happening in the NL because it's a very different story. Which teams were you kind of having a tough time choosing between?
So it's the three division leaders right now are the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Brewers. And they inspire kind of varying levels of. I think that the Dodgers are the best team until they're not. That's what happens when you win 2 in a row. But the Braves have the best record in the sport, and they've done it over the last 3 weeks without Drake Baldwin, who probably should be starting behind the plate at the All-Star game for the National League. Milwaukee is this fascinating dynamic where they do it with singles and doubles on offense. The difference between this Brewers team and last year's Brewers team, which went to the NLCS, Jacob Mizorowski is one of the best pitchers on the planet. That is not something that they had last year. And so you feel better about all three of these teams than any of the teams in the AL. And you could even throw the Phillies into that mix, who are now looking like themselves again. And it is really an interesting example of how imbalanced the two circuits have become this season.
Make sure you are subscribed to Baseball Barbiecast for the latest from Jake and obviously Jordan. It is a fantastic podcast, and we were spoiled this week. We got to talk with both of you guys. Jake, thanks so much.
Of course, if you like me, you're going to like the other guy way more.
Have a good one. Bye. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down. I accidentally froze my computer. Here we go. First down. What has been interesting about Brennan Sorsby's situation?
Well, man, me and you were just talking right now, and you said, throw that stat out there about his bets.
Oh, so about how much was on Indiana. Yeah. So he bet a total 9,000 bets across multiple sports, totaling $90,000. 40 of those bets were on Indiana football, of which he was a member, but they totaled $850.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something crazy. It still ain't right, but I thought it'd be something crazy. But the angle I'm going at is that the judge who presided over this whole deal, guess what school he went to?
I'm going to say Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Went to Texas Tech.
Just my gut tells me.
So something tells me that the judge has a little bias going on here. And also, the Big Ten has vowed not to have any of their teams play Texas Tech. Here's the funny thing. None of their football teams are scheduled to play Texas Tech this year. So maybe other sports, I guess. But it's the outrage that's coming out now. I think it's funny because even when he appealed this and they were going to court, I felt like these leaders probably should have said something then. But now, since my man looks like he's going to be able to play some football, NCAA is going to now appeal the situation and try to get it to where he cannot play. It's just a whole mess going on with this situation. I've been hit up by random listeners on Instagram talking about just how bad this is and how bad this looks. And I agree 100% with him. He shouldn't be on the football field.
Yeah.
But you don't mess with Texas, especially when you have a Texas Tech alum presiding over this thing.
Like Bump said, there's a lot of fallout to stem from this story. We are going to talk about it coming up at 11:30. Second down. What do we know about Bobby Hart?
Bobby Hart. Listen, I'm going to wait on Big Ray to get the film study from him. I'm going to watch it myself, but just on paper, he went to Florida State. He's played for 7 teams. The Hawks just signed this guy. He's a tackle. He has the overall grade of last year, 50.2. That's 82nd out of 89 guys who qualified. He had 514 snaps. His run block grade was 57.4. That's 71 out of 89. His run block was 85th overall. He's allowed 21 pressures, 2 sacks, 2 allowed hits, and 5 penalties. That's who he is according to PFF. I think that this guy's brought here for depth. He's going to compete. There's no guarantee that he makes the football team, but just another name that you want to watch. You want to see if he can crack the lineup, or at least be a backup. We know who our tackle is going to be. We know it's going to be Abe Lucas. It's going to be Charles Cross, right? But where is he going to fit in? You still got Josh Jones, who's still here, who we like, who's great on the perimeter. You still got Amari Kite, who's here as well. You still have Mason Richmond. Logan Brown is the guy that they picked up this year. The backup positions at the tackle spots are going to be deep. If there's another matchup that you want to watch and see who makes the squad at that spot as the backup, check out tackle. But that's Bobby Hart on paper.
Third down. Dan Graziano has a way too early list of guys who could be traded at the deadline. Who would be the best fit in Seattle?
It's an interesting list. So this is Dan. This is that part of the season where you have nothing else to do. So what we're going to do is going to draw these hypotheticals, but some of these names are familiar. Max Crosby, he says, could be Dell. Keyshawn Boutte, wide receiver out of New England, could be Dell. James Conner, running back out of Arizona. Brandon Ayuk, we've talked about him for the past few days. Kyle Pitts, tight end out of Atlanta. Spencer Rattler, QB out of New Orleans. Josh Sweat, edge rusher out of the Cardinals. Alvin Kamara, running back from New Orleans. Thibodeau out of New York. Mac Jones out of the 49ers as well. I'm looking at Crosby and Kamara. I say Kamara because we just don't know how healthy Zach Charbonnet is going to be. We just don't know what Jadarian Price is going to look like, or George Shalani. McIntosh isn't healthy either. So I look at him in that wide zone that we're going to run here, and I think he'd be perfect for it. And then Max Crosby, we know we lost an edge guy. He could be that guy too. Someone asked last week, they said, hey, can Max Crosby fit in this defense? Him, Myles Garrett, guys like that can fit in any defense. You tailor your defense in ways to fit what they can do. I just read an article about Myles Garrett. Shula, the DC with the Rams, said, look, we have our base in what we do, but we're going to make it work with Myles Garrett. Of course you are, because there are those type of players out there. So Max Crosby, Alvin Kamara, I'm looking at those guys.
Fourth down. Let's talk about a rookie. Where can Jadarian Price have an impact besides just at running back?
Kick return game. In his career over 3 seasons at Notre Dame, 22 kick returns, 784 yards. That's 35.6 yards per return. That's stupid. And then you have 3 kickoffs for a touchdown as well. I wonder if they put him back there and let him return some kicks. I know that you have the best returner in the game and Rashid Shaheed. Do you just put Rashid back there by himself? Maybe you double up. Maybe this preseason you just let Jadarian go out there and do his thing. But that's another way that he can help the football team. I'm sure he'll be fine at the running back spot. He's going to get his touches. I think he'll make his plays. I said I'm going to be focused more on the explosive plays with him and with Rashid Shaheed. But why not put him back there during special teams and just see what he can do with the football in his hands? Guys like that, you want him to touch the ball as many times as possible. Kick return game. It's another way for him to do it.
People are already texting in about Brendan Sorsby with their opinions, so we're going to get back to the most controversial story this week coming out of college football. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. So yesterday we told you about the start of that ruling. A Texas judge who ruled that a player, Brendan Sorsby, who gambled on his own games at Indiana could remain eligible to play. That sent shockwaves through college football. Today, we're seeing the fallout begin. We'll tell you what's happening next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
I've been talking about my experience being on the Arc Sport, which is a fully electric weight boat, for about a month now. I had a ton of fun trying it out on the water. It's super cool, unlike any boat I've ever seen or been in. But instead of just answering questions about it or talking about it, I think what I'm going to start doing instead is letting you know you can try it for yourself. It's super easy and free. Go to arcboats.com/demo, DEMO. Fill out the form and get out on the water, especially since it's going to be so beautiful this weekend. I know it's raining today. It's gross. It's gray. It's cloudy, but it's going to be gorgeous later this week. Again, I can talk about these features all day long. Heated seats, a retractable tower, a touchscreen dash, low maintenance, but you really do have to see and experience this boat for yourself and you can. Book a demo. It's easy. It's free. Even better, they'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form and get out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
What if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up. And that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. You know, I'm not a tech-savvy guy, but opening a checking account was easy enough for me to figure out. I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free, no fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, and lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. You can even tap to pay. If you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW Cashback free checking account. Open your free account online like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of the 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Fallout from a massive scandal continues. This after yesterday's ruling by Judge Ken Curry in Lubbock, Texas, that Brendan Sorsby, who was admitted of gambling on Indiana football, also basketball, a couple other things, while he was part of the program. He was initially banned from football, was granted an injunction, so won that against the NCAA. They're going to continue to obviously litigate this, but for right now, he's eligible to play for Texas Tech. Massive ramifications for this. Now, yesterday we played just some sound of people like Daniel Jeremiah saying, like, oh, this is kind of a stain on college football. This isn't great. Well, now we're hearing from schools and other programs. So we'll start with this one. Big Ten schools and Commissioner Big Ten schools and Commissioner Tony Petitti are planning to discuss a league-wide ban on scheduling Texas Tech in all sports, not just football. This meeting is expected to take place today. So that's one, where it's Big Ten. University of Nebraska AD Troy Dannon has reportedly already instructed his coaches not to schedule Texas Tech. And then in the SEC, Georgia has banned their teams from scheduling Texas Tech. And again, this includes more than just football. So it's the ramifications of Texas Tech's other athletic programs. This from The Athletic. Georgia Compliance Director Will Lawler sent a memo to coaches and staff yesterday afternoon. This was hours after Sorsby got that case, saying that they were not scheduling future contests against Texas Tech until further notice. So that's pretty massive.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the Big Ten feels as if Texas Tech are allowing an ineligible player to play. And typically when you have an ineligible player playing, you forfeit that game. But because of the ruling by this Texas Tech alum judge, Sorsby is going to be allowed to play. It's interesting, man. I don't think if I am Sorsby, I'm playing. The judge says I can play. But if I'm Texas Tech, you have to have like a self-imposed type of suspension or something like that, because this is
well, you got the 2 games to start the
against
season.
the rules. Like clearly against the rules, and there's some corruption going on here because it's a Texas Tech alum judge who allowed this young man to get away with it. It's just a bad look all the way around.
Isn't this how a lot of these schools can start to push back against these judges who rule these kids eligible? Because in college basketball this year, we saw guys who had NBA experience try to play college basketball again, and they were ruled by judges as eligible. And every other school is like, what the heck? Like these guys were in the league and they're playing college basketball again. That makes no sense. And so honestly, like, good on these schools for kind of teaming up and being like, no, this is not okay. I get that a judge said that he can play. He's not playing against us.
Completely agree. And it's also like the NCAA has rules, and some of those rules, like gambling, are incredibly important to the NCAA, and they are fully within their rights to enforce them. So we'll take both of those examples, gambling and the players who went to the NBA and then try to become eligible again. So you can say, oh, well, college sports is basically professional. Who cares if they, go do that and then come back? Who really cares? You can say, oh, my God, gambling is promoted at events. Like, who really cares if a player does it? Of course he does it. It doesn't matter. You have a responsibility to abide by the rules that are in your scholarship. It is what it is. The NCAA can enforce that if they want to. Now, unfortunately, this judge is making it very difficult for them to do that because of, I think, really stupid reasons. Like, just horrible. The ruling is just, Brennan is going to miss out on team building. He's going to miss out on important life lessons. You can't do that. And it's like, well, he sacrificed that by breaking those rules.
It sounds and feels and smells like that judge got a under-the-table handshake and was like, you know what? Take care of us. We'll take care of you. And with the reputation that the state of Texas has when it comes to their football players and being tied into other things, it makes complete sense why they would get away with this. But you know what? This is what you can do. This is the solution. All right, you say, we're not going to play those guys, and you put pressure on the conference itself, and maybe they do something.
Well, and this is the thing that makes it, like there are some people that are critical of just the presence of, whether that's promotions, ads, commercials, things like DraftKings or Kalshi or whatever other gambling things in college sports, and they kind of make it seem like, well, what did you expect? Well, there are still rules that you can and should abide by as a player, and it doesn't have to be a given that having a DraftKings commercial during a college football playoff means it's okay for players to bet. Like, that doesn't have to be a given. This ruling, though, kind of creates that start.
I don't think there shouldn't be, in my opinion, there shouldn't be any DraftKings commercials during college sports, but the lines are being so blurred now with how much they're getting paid and the benefits that they're reaping that there's going to be an argument for the other side, even if it's not a strong argument, even if morally it's all jacked up. But because the lines are so blurred, it's going to give the opposition a case or a say in the whole situation.
It will. I just think that personal responsibility is being completely overlooked there. You know what I mean? Like,
that's on Texas Tech.
Yes.
They could easily say he broke rules, he cannot play. But no, they're going to use their connections and allow this guy who they're paying millions of dollars to play football.
I have 2 more points on this one, 2 bits of sound. So first, Paul Feinbaum, you knew he'd have to weigh in. Cut number 11, this is what Paul had to say.
The NCAA has lost its soul a long time ago, so let's not act like what's happening here. I mean, this is more of most players understand this maybe more than even fans, is that this is just verboten. You don't bet on a team, but this guy did. And by the way, I mean, gambling is so pervasive right now in every sport, including college athletics, that there's probably so much more of this going on, and we act like this is a one-time isolated situation. It is not.
It's not a one-time isolated situation, but the judge granting that injunction and allowing him to play and defying the ban, that is a one-time situation that now could snowball into other cases. That is historic in a bad way.
It's the judge's responsibility to make an example. This is probably, it for sure is happening all across NCAA. At what rate, I'm not sure. But to think that there were roughly 200,000 D1 football players and no one's betting, of course this is going down. So what do you do when you have an opportunity to set an example? You set the example, and you're going to cut down naturally on these players going out and risking it. Now, if they want to go out and risk it, that's on them. Me personally, I cannot bet on NFL games. Why? Because I'm affiliated. So you mean to tell me all I need to do is find a judge who went to Washington State or something and be like, hey, man, hook me up, and we're all good? No, it's a privilege. This is the reason why a lot of people who aren't into sports just despise athletes because they get away with stuff. They get away with, and clearly this is an example of that.
Someone said, but the presence and acceptance of gambling is what enables this to have gone on for thousands of bets or whatever. And while I hear you, again, I think there's a level of personal responsibility. This is not a 14-year-old. There is a level of personal responsibility that gets kind of erased with that kind of argument. And while I completely understand, and Bump, I do agree with you overall that in an ideal world, there isn't even advertisements and there isn't even partnerships that college football has with those. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you just go like, well, what are these kids supposed to do?
No.
These men are adults, legally adults.
Legal adults.
They're supposed to follow the rules.
Uh-huh.
Someone texted in something I thought was perfect. Drinking is legal. I am of age by quite a few years. I should not be drinking while we're doing this show at 10 a.m.
No.
Even if I had an alcohol sponsor for the show, I still should not be doing that. One more here. This is Rich Eisen. We're going to go to cut 12. Said that Sorsby's defense for wanting to keep playing was absurd.
So they're speaking as a dad here. It's like if one of the kids that Susie and I have does something and we take their phone away, right, as punishment, and they'll just go to a judge and say, this denies me the right to scroll on Instagram and it denies me the right to text my friends just when we're actually having something to do on the weekend, and I will have irreparable harm if I don't hang with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it sounds like. It sounds absurd.
What do you think, Bump?
Yeah. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Something else, because you've lost that privilege. That you no longer have that. Yeah, it's not as complicated as they're trying to make it.
No.
You can't bet. You bet. There's a connection through Texas Tech with this judge. That person hooked you up. Bad look by the university. If I'm the university's president, we got to do something. We can't just let this thing go on. Because now, look, Texas Tech just paid the highest softball player of all time. I forgot the young lady's name, the pitcher for Texas Tech. It's like your brand is being tarnished by this one move here, and your brand should mean a lot to you.
Well, and again, I forget what you and I were talking about earlier, and it might have been during yesterday's show too. Maybe it was the SGA stuff, but like there's a bit of like softness to this that I can't respect with these arguments. You know, what do you expect? I don't know. I mean, like I wasn't like a fully mature, self-assured adult at 21, but I followed rules. And if I understood, you know what I mean? If I understood that at my job I had to do X, Y, and Z, I did those things. I was wary of getting into trouble. I tried to turn in work on time. Like you're an adult. You're not a full-grown adult. You know what I mean? Like I still look at 21-year-olds and I'm like, oh my God, they're kids, but they're not. And I think that it is soft to treat it like this young man had no control whatsoever over himself, or that even if he was dealing with an addiction, can't also face the consequences of breaking those rules.
If he was dealing with like a drug addiction or alcohol addiction, he would still be suspended. He'd still be suspended. So yeah. Be consistent.
Yep. Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners look to build off that win against the Orioles. This one with Game 2 today. Pregame starts at 2:30 p.m. First pitch is at 3:40 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports. Logan Gilbert gets the start. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers. Edmonds Hype Train coming your way next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners,
allcoveredpainting.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. That's an efficiency for me. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it, they're in a meeting. But we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, as a reminder, we are doing What I Need to Know at 12:45 because we're going to have all Mariners for the dugout from 1 to 2. So get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. And if timing works out, we might have some time with Rylie Mills there. Maybe he gets to kick us off with a fun question, then we'll kick him off and he'll leave and we'll get the rest. 866-979-3776. All right, coming up in a little bit, taking a look around the NFL. Right now, though, we're heading to the station for Hype Train. Let's go. We were just debating who would be the clear all-star for the Seattle Mariners. A couple possible answers here. This is your Hype Train, though. The Mariners will send more than one player to the all-star game.
When's the all-star game?
July.
Middle of July.
Something.
Okay, so we got time. Yeah, I'm on that Hype Train. I think Julio's going to go. I think Randy's going to stay hot. And you know what? There might be some other guy who sneaks in there if they go on a run. But I think that the Julio run is coming. It's close, and I think that Randy's just been consistent. So, yeah, I think they send more than one for sure.
Curtis. I almost repeated it. You remembered it. Mariners should send more than one player to the All-Star game.
I wish they would have multiple, but I think this year it might just be a lonesome Mariner. Who that lonesome Mariner might be, I feel like Julio, just the name value alone, is what baseball will want to have there in Philadelphia for the All-Star game. So I'm not boarding this train. I think just one Mariner gets the nod, even though Emerson Hancock putting together a nice little resume here to start the season. I mean, he's been pretty impressive. So if it's not Julio, it might be Emerson Hancock.
I'm not boarding. I think they'll send 3. I think it's going to be Julio, Arozarena, and Emerson Hancock. I think that Arozarena I know, doesn't have great defensive numbers, and so his WAR overall isn't amazing, but he's second in the American League in average among left fielders, hitting almost 300. Not putting up crazy home run numbers, but has a lot of hits, 11th league wide. So, and he's already a name. It's like if Cole Young would need a lot to get to an All-Star game, not because people here don't love him, but it's a newer name. People know Randy Rosarena.
Yeah.
Not the name power of Julio, where it's like, yeah, he'll be there, but enough to where I could absolutely see him going. So I'm going to go with 3.
All right.
Next up, Aaron Donald plays at least one down for the Rams in 2026.
Oh, man. I think he is in shape. I think he's looking at a Rams team that are favored to win this whole thing. He loves some McVay. You got the reigning MVP at the quarterback spot. Why wouldn't you want to come back and play like 25 snaps a game? Now, it was 25 snaps a game. Do your thing. I'm on this, man. We'll see him in December.
Hopefully not December 16th. I almost went to the next one. Aaron Donald plays at least one down for the Rams in 2026. Bump is boarding Curtis Rio.
I'm also boarding that train. Yeah, I think he finds his way back in their lineup some way, somehow. They've talked about how the money might not work out right now for the Rams to do something with Aaron Donald, but who knows what it looks like. Like in week 16, week 17. I mean, what was it? Marshawn Lynch came out of retirement randomly for the Seahawks at the end of, I think it was the 2017 season, 2018 season, one of those years. So we could see a similar situation happen for him. He's 35 years old, 2 years removed from the last time he played in a game. I don't think he wants to go through the rigors of an entire season. So I think he could be just kind of a final month of the year addition and potentially be there for a playoff run as well.
I am boarding this one as well. Everyone's aboard this train. I think it also matters where those rumors and speculation are coming from. It's one thing if it's a random, website like an aggregate type site that just says, is Aaron Donald coming back? And they're just trying to get you to click and they're like, he might. It's another thing when it's Adam Schefter saying it over and over and over again that like, I don't know, guys, I would keep my eye on this is a possibility. He's doing it for a reason. So yeah, next up. The Spurs even up the NBA Finals with a win in Game 4. Tip off tomorrow.
Yeah, they're getting it done. Onk's getting it done, man. Let's go Knicks. I just need the fans to chill outside. President Trump kind of...
You're saying the Spurs win tomorrow?
No, Knicks.
Oh, okay, then you're not boarding.
Oh, I'm sorry. Take that train back. I hopped off. It was moving. I'm off that thing.
I got scared.
No, the Knicks are going to win tomorrow.
Okay.
They got to win at least one at home. The Spurs did what they were supposed to do. They won one. Now it's time for the Knicks to bounce back. And I want to see how this game is going to be officiated because it's weird. Because I've seen some games where it's really tight with the Spurs and some games where they kind of let you play. I prefer them just to let these guys play because it just brings back that old school physical type of game. It is a physical game. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm with the Honks, though.
The Spurs even up the NBA Finals with a win in Game 4. That tips off tomorrow. Bump is not boarding. He thinks it'll be the Knicks taking a 3-1 lead. Curtis.
I'm glad the series is going back to San Antonio for at least a Game 5 just because I like longer series. I don't like it when it's a sweep. Unless it's like my team involved, then
it's great.
Sure, it's great. Do I think it goes beyond 5, goes back to New York? San Antonio is going to have to win another game if there wants to be another game at Madison Square Garden beyond Game 4. Sure, why not? Yeah, I think San Antonio wins Game 4 as well. We're boarding this train. All road teams winning the first 4 games of this series. It's going to be weird. It's going to be like the World Series a few years ago.
It was between the Nationals and
the Astros.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go with Bump on this one. Going with the Unks. Taking it. TBD, I think the Spurs get another win, but I don't know that it happens tomorrow.
I would love for the Knicks to win in New York.
Yeah, that's kind of selfishly just what I want to see. Last up, we'll go really, really fast because this one's strictly for Matt. Matt wrote, Stacy needs to stop telling her coworkers when she's getting a Fresca.
I didn't
My
write
last
that. What are
hype
you talking
train
about?
is Fresca.
We're boarding, Matt. We're boarding that one.
No.
Yep.
Was that Curtis? My last hype train is Fresca's underrated.
I had a Fresca for the first time like last week.
They're so good.
Yeah, but I don't like the carbonation. It makes me feel like I'm drinking a soda.
That's the best thing about it.
I know it's
Well, it's
good,
like sparkling water.
It feels wrong.
No,
it's
water.
good, but it feels wrong.
Water is better when it has little bubbles in it.
It feels
funner.
That's not true.
No, it is.
Do I get the same hydration?
I don't know. I don't know.
You need to do some science experiments.
You just feel better.
I feel better drinking regular water.
I feel better drinking sparkling water. It just makes me happier. It's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's got some personality to it. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Taking a look around the NFL next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners take on the Orioles today at 3:35 p.m. Lineup has just come out. Cole Young getting another start at short. So Colt Emerson, who was dealing with back tightness yesterday, is still out. Pregame show starts at 2:30 p.m. on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Speaking of the Mariners, one Mariner at a rehab start today. Cal Rylie currently playing for AAA Tacoma. He homered in his first AB.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Coming up a bit later, Rylie Mills is set to join us right after Seahawks minicamp practice. He'll hop on around 12:30, and then we've got what I need to know to wrap up Bump and Stacy, the Bump and Stacy portion of the show. So get those questions in, 866-979-3776. And then from 1 to 2, it's all Mariners. Shannon Drayer joining us at 1. Gary Hill at 1:30. We'll ask him about Colt Emerson, not in today's lineup, which was just released. And Alex Mayer hopping on at 1:45 right now. Let's take a look around the NFL. Aaron Donald's not coming back, right? Right. Someone make me feel better about Aaron Donald not coming back. It's not going to be Adam Schefter. He's starting to change his tune about the future Hall of Famer Cut 18. Take a listen.
Everybody is acknowledging that it is a possibility. And the fact that it is even a possibility in June tells me that I think there's every possibility it will become more real in July. And I think if and when they present a plan to him as to how he would be used, I think it's more likely than not that he'll be back. Now, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Everybody thinks, we'll see, it's possible. We're talking about it. He has to commit to it. It still sounds like we're a ways away. He has not gotten there yet. But the fact that this is even coming up, and the fact that the Rams have the team that they do, and the fact that Aaron Donald will get to play with Myles Garrett, and the fact that the Super Bowl's in LA this year, I just think the ingredients are there to make it happen.
I'll tell you this right now. Adam Schefter is not saying this if he thinks it's not going to happen, because you at all points have to be right about everything. And so you aren't even saying, guys, this is looking like a real possibility, unless you're like 80% sure it happens.
The Super Bowl is in LA. Myles Garrett is over there.
Come on now.
I mean, he's in good shape. Why wouldn't he come back? And Schefter's not saying it's 100%, but he's saying it's sounding likely. The stars are aligning when it comes to Aaron Donald. And if I'm the LA Rams, I'm doing everything that I can to convince him to come back out. The key is how is he going to be used? Aaron Donald don't want to play every single snap. I don't think he wants to. I don't think he should. I think at his age and him being off for a while, you let him ease into it, give him 25 snaps a game. And then at the end of the year, if he's really feeling good, then you let the dog loose.
Yeah.
But it's set up perfectly for him.
You know what's going to make me so mad? If he comes back in that December game against Seattle, and that's just the entire story. And it's like, what if we had something cool going on here? You know what I mean? New uniforms or something crazy.
You don't want any attention taken off.
Maybe some fun
the
news.
Hawks.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't like, as you guys know, sharing attention. And I especially don't like doing so when it's about a guy who's a monster defender. I don't want to share that spotlight. No. All right, we'll keep an eye on that story. Speaking of the Seahawks, Seattle brought in veteran safety Fatu Melifonwu for a visit yesterday. He played 16 games, starting 8 for the Dolphins last year. He spent the previous 4 seasons with the Lions. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo says no signing is imminent, though. Did the Seahawks have a need there?
Maybe some depth, you know. You got Ty Okada, you got Bud Clark, you got Jay Love, and a couple other guys there as well. There's nothing like having a veteran in the room. Right, even if he's not a guy you're going to use every single down, he's a guy that you can use on special teams, that you trust if someone were to go down and to come in and fill a void. I still think Okada and Clark have the nod, but depth is important.
Sticking with some more news from Garafolo, he had another story. We're going to go to cut 19 about A.J. Brown stopping by the Eagles facility one last time to clean out his stuff.
A.J. Brown closed the chapter on his time in Philadelphia because he was there at the facility last week. I believe it was Thursday. He was there to pick up some stuff at the facility and say his goodbyes. On the walls there, they have pictures of Pro Bowl players, and A.J. signed his. They have the players sign it. So he signed it, and then from what I was told, he then added, "The best to ever play here, always open." Now, that signature is going to stay up on the wall. They may have to edit out the message as well.
I think it's weirder if they edit out the message.
I think numbers-wise, he is the best receiver to play there in a four-year stretch, right? Went over 1,000 yards every single time, won a Super Bowl championship, and I expect nothing less from A.J. Brown. Go out with a bang, leave him a note, something to remember you by, because when the season starts and if this pass game isn't going, if Mekhi Lemon, who I think is going to be great, isn't able to fill that void, they will be missing him.
What do you think his relationship is going to be like with the Patriots? Now, there's familiarity with Vrabel, Patriots coming off a Super Bowl, but they don't face the same scrutiny of a previous AFC winner because the expectations were so low. And I think a lot of people don't think that they'll be back this year. So they kind of get that no pressure feeling to the season. I don't know.
They're still in the division with the MVP. Josh, a couple years ago MVP. I think expectations are lower with these guys. I think everyone realizes, and within the organization, that they took advantage of a situation and played a good enough football and played against a backup or two here and there to keep these guys rolling. I think they finish second in the division and maybe make a push for the playoffs.
All right, next up here, Rams starting left tackle Alaric Jackson was arrested on charges of felony domestic violence yesterday night. So this is the story from NBC4. They said that Jackson thought the woman was recording him with her phone and then tried to take the phone out of her hand. Investigators said the woman had scratch marks on her arm. So he was booked into jail 4:24 a.m., released on a $50,000 bond at 7:20 a.m. The Rams said in a statement, "We're aware of the incident regarding Alaric Jackson. We take these matters very seriously, but due to this being an ongoing legal situation, we cannot comment further at this time."
Man, just walk away, fellas. Yeah. Don't try to grab nothing. Walk away.
In terms of what it means for his availability with LA, he served a 2-game suspension in August 2024 after the NFL announced he violated the league's personal conduct policy. So if this is ruled to be another violation, I don't know if it's 4 games, maybe it's 2 games again, maybe there's no suspension at all. I would think that having already been suspended for it, the league may end up suspending him if it's found that this has credible evidence.
Probably. That's the tough part about that is it's her word against his. He might have grabbed the phone and scratched her on accident. Who knows? But whenever you are reaching towards another woman or a woman in general, you know you're in the wrong, especially these big old dudes, man. Just walk away from it and live to fight another day.
Next up here, going back to Seattle to congratulate JSN. Jackson Smith and Jigba received another honor. It's not Defensive Player of the Year. Time Magazine named him one of the top 100 most influential people in sports. So congratulations to JSN for that honor, and I think one that I would agree with. 100 influential people in sports? Yeah, I'd say he's one of them.
Yeah, he had the best season a receiver had last year, the single best season in Seahawk receiver history. He's recognizable. I think he's one of those guys where he can't just walk around Seattle and people not recognize him, or anywhere across the country, honestly. So, yeah, congratulations, Jason, for another honor.
I'm trying to scroll down to see who was number one. I mean, they have, like, the very obvious names that are on here. LeBron James, Caitlin Clark, Roger Goodell. Raj, look at Raj making the list. Next up, going to Cleveland. Actually, we are going to take a quick break here. Rylie Mills set to join us at 12:30. Coming up next, Headline Rewrites.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
You know, if there's another couple of these blow-ups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric ARC Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Alert Seattle to 62783. Alert.seattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. allcoveredpainting.com.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Thursday night, June 18th, it's Jim Jeffries.
If you see like an old couple and you go, how long have you two been married for? And they go, 45 years. And then I always ask, what's your secret? The man goes like this, she's always right. And then you see him go dead behind the eyes.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Global comedy heavyweight, Jim Jeffries, June 18th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help, call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle.
But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Mariners bounced back to beat the Orioles yesterday. Josh Naylor hitting his first grand slam of the season.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted. Right field. It's towards the big wall. It is gone! Over the big wall. Grand slam. Sail away, Josh Naylor. He clears them all with one big swing. And the Mariners lead 5-1.
What's the real headline?
I think the Tigers should set him off even more. I think they should start fights. Get Josh going. Maybe get another grand slam. Bump, you might need it. Want to hear today's lineup?
Let's do it.
Lefty lineup. Robles, Rodriguez, Arozarena, Naylor, Ref Snyder, your DH, obviously. Wisdom at third. Garver catching, Young at short. No Colt Emerson today for another consecutive day. He was a late scratch yesterday. Ryan Bliss at second. Logan Gilbert on the mound.
These guys are banged up. Guys are banged up. That's why you get this lineup here. It's not like this is the lineup they want, the lineup that's going to make a push to the playoffs. But guys got to step up during the season. We'll see if Bliss can come away with another hit. Let's see how Young looks like at shortstop. And if Ref Snyder can do his thing.
Oh, God, I hope so. I'm glad you mentioned that, though. I know that you shouldn't read the comments ever, but I did see someone comment, like, how pathetic this is the lineup that we're trying to be serious about. And it's like, well, it's not by choice. This isn't Dan Wilson or anyone's first choice. Do you know how many injured players you have? JP just got an MRI. I saw an update from Daniel Kramer. They're awaiting results, but he can't grip a bat. He's on the 10-day IL. Cal's still on the 10-day IL. Just had a home run, though, in his first AB with AAA Tacoma and his rehab start today. Donovan's hurt. This isn't the first choice, man. I don't know what you want this team to do. No. This isn't the team that they put together in the offseason that they're like, this is the World Series team. This is the team you've got right now. And guess what? They won yesterday. You're playing an Orioles team that struggled against a starter that, even though Mariners have had their issues against lefty, has struggled.
You play who's available.
Yeah.
These guys are the guys who are available. So let's support and wish them luck.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, the Spurs staved off a 3-0 series deficit. They took game 3. The series is now 2-1 in the NBA Finals. What's the real headline?
I've seen enough movies to know you have to kill the alien when you get the chance.
Yeah. Or he just grows another limb.
Uh-oh.
And comes back.
Is that game 4 Wemby? Are we going to see a Wemby that's now evil and taller?
I think we'll see. I want to see how the Knicks decide to approach him. I think if the refs are going to allow them to be physical, then you got to do exactly that. get a body on that dude. Easier said than done. He's still going to reach over your head and yam it on you. I want to see if they're going to have Wemby still guarding Hart. If so, Hart needs to make those open jumpers like he did yesterday. There's just a lot of adjustments that need to be made. And Mike Brown was complaining about the officiating, too. I think he said second half it was like 24 free throws to 8 free throws.
Did you agree with it?
I didn't feel like it was that it was that off, but the way the game was played, you would expect the Knicks to have more free throw attempts.
Yeah. They did kind of climb their way. They kept falling behind, climbing back in, falling behind, climbing back in. It's been a very close series. I asked you guys yesterday whether it's felt like even despite it being close, the Knicks have been the better team, and both of you said no. So what kind of outcome do you expect in Game 4? What kind of game does either team need to have?
I think the Hawks get it. I think you need a guy like McCain to be hot. And it's all about the role players because you know what you're going to get out of Brunson. You know what you're going to get out of Wemby for the most part. It's everyone else who's going to step up. And yesterday, the role players for the Spurs had themselves a game.
Curtis, is that the key for the Spurs in Game 4?
I think key for the Spurs in Game 4 is knock down your threes because that is exactly how they were able to get it done in Game 3. And then also by doing that, it allowed them to get Wembanyama and allowed him to cook down low because the Knicks had to respect the three-point shot from the Spurs last night. So that's, I think, how the formula, what it was last night. I think that's how the Spurs are going to have to get it done time and time again here.
Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, ESPN and Pat McAfee are reportedly in contract negotiations that would pay him between $60 and $65 million per year. What's the real headline?
So a former punter is making more than every quarterback in the NFL. Bump, is he a football player now?
Man, he's a personality is what he is.
Yeah, he is.
It doesn't mean he doesn't know the game. I don't think he knows it like a Ryan Clark knows it, or a Dan Orlovsky knows it. He's more of an entertainer, and he surrounds himself with great football minds. And good for him. He's made his money. I'm low-key jealous. Where's my 65?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's coming. You know what I mean? Maybe the next deal, Bump and Stacy, is just we're each getting $60 million.
Right. Well, I'll split 60 with you.
I'll split 60 with you.
Good. You know what? Throw Curtis in there too.
You know what, Curtis and Matt, we'll split the $60 million up 4 ways, and I think that's fair. I think that's
cool. $15 million per.
More than doable.
Yeah.
For us,
I can make that work.
Yeah, for the content. I mean, you aren't going to get is Fresca overrated or underrated everywhere. You know what I mean? That's the kind of content you got to really pay for.
Soda habits become a little more upper echelon with that kind of salary. We're not drinking Fresca anymore.
Oh, so we aren't even the everyman show? Because right now I think we're very blue collar everyman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point we'd be drinking like what's it, Olipop, that stuff.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I went. I almost bought a 4-pack at the store yesterday. It was $9.
Olipop?
No, it was like Poppy.
What is that?
I don't know, but on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they drink it a lot. So I was like, oh, maybe it's good. 4-pack, like 4 cans of.
I think it's got fiber
$9.
in it, something like that.
I don't know what's up with it, but I thought it couldn't be me.
They sell it at Target in the what is it? The end cap of the refrigerated aisle. Yeah.
But when we get our $15 million per for this show, then we'll be talking about Poppy.
It's soda though, right?
Yeah, but I just don't
drink soda.
I don't think we're the same show if that happens. I think that we can't ever do that. You know?
I mean, they make zero sugar soda now. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Bump's not a big seafood and soda. He's not a huge fan. I rarely see Bump drink any soda when we're out here, which is like I'm crushing Diet Cokes at training camp.
If I drink a soda, I have a tummy ache.
God. It's not even get off my lawn. Okay, get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's coming up at 12:45. Seahawks defensive tackle Rylie Mills joins us next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
One thing you may not know about me is I was pretty nice on the soccer pitch bump here, and with football taking over our region this summer, it makes me think back on the love of the sport growing up. I'm excited to hear about our listeners getting into the matches and falling in love with the sport too. Just like I hear from our listeners who make the trip to Silver Reef Casino Resort, I've been telling you it's a hidden gem in the Northwest. You got to make a trip. This summer is perfect for a quick road trip where you can just enjoy your destination. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails Golf Course and spend the night at Silver Reef. Make a weekend out of it, or just take a personal day and enjoy the weather. You deserve it. You can relax in the deluxe room, enjoy a meal at the steakhouse, have fun at their sports restaurant, and enjoy the Cantina, authentic Mexican restaurant, quesadillas, burritos. Everything is on point. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. I've done it. It's relaxing. It is worth the trip. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeastarRestaurant.com, SeastarRestaurant.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Drake May on second down looks. Drake May gets wrapped up by Mills. Mills takes his defender, pushes him into the backfield, and oh, by the way, grabs the quarterback on the way to the ground for a sack. The third sack of the game by the Seahawks defense. Rylie Mills, who just come into his own late in the season after recovering from injury, the rookie out of Notre Dame.
Seahawks now second-year defensive lineman Rylie Mills joining us now. And how awesome that your first career sack, right? First sack of the season, first career sack, and it just so happens to just casually happen in the Super Bowl. I'm sure you've been asked a million times, but I mean, what was it like in that moment?
Yeah, not a bad place to get your first sack.
Yeah, pretty good.
It was awesome. It really was kind of a blur, though. I kind of blacked out when I think of it. I think the first thing I remember was just having EJ almost knock me over right after. But it was awesome. Having my teammates celebrate, that was like a dream come true.
So how did you, a rough year for you last year, didn't get to play a lot, but when you did play, you made some plays. What was the season like for you? Because, people see the glitz and the glamour, the Super Bowl and all that stuff. And I've been in your shoes before where you just anxious to get out there and not really able to get things going.
Yeah, it was definitely a different year. So I tore my ACL in college and the whole draft process. So I wasn't really healthy until week 15, which is my first week back. So definitely, it was just an adjustment because, I missed camp, I missed OTAs. So kind of having to adjust kind of on the fly, but I felt I felt prepared. I felt like the coaches did a great job, and the vets obviously helped show me things out. So once I got my opportunity, I was able to go in there and capitalize on it. But it definitely comes fast. I think we played the Colts, and my first play was wham, and I was like, oh my god.
Does it give you a different appreciation for this time of the year? Because for you, it's your first time experiencing so much of it.
Yeah, definitely. It feels great, being myself and feeling like I can actually train and do all that. Because I was kind of going crazy last year because I love to get all involved in the off season and everything dialed in. I felt like it was just a way different experience. So I feel like I'm still kind of figuring things out during OTAs, getting the tempo down, doing all that. But it's been good.
You said your first play was wham. Explain that to the listener who doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, it's just it's basically the guard goes down, the tight end comes in to block you. And for me, I was like, I'm going to fire off the ball. I'm going against Quentin Nelson. This is going to be great. And then, he goes, he sidesteps me. I start tripping forward, and then tight end comes in and whams you. You're like, oh my god. So I got made fun of for a week for that, and then I had to bounce back. But it was I think that was my welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah, I think they have to make fun of you, obviously.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
It has to happen. Yeah. Well, you are no longer a rookie, even though you still kind of have your first full season to be able to get under your belt. Well, we have another rookie that we wanted to quickly ask you about because we haven't had a chance to talk with Jadarian yet. So all I know about him is just, I guess, what we would know. We talked with Coach Freeman. We can read online, but what can you tell us about Jadarian Price?
Man, I feel like JD is he's a quiet guy. He's not super outspoken, but he's a great dude, great teammate, obviously. And when he gets out there, it's just straight. He's strong. He's super strong. So it's great when he goes out there,
Know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very
From the
own
Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, so we had a power outage at Virginia Mason. Rylie Mill's still hanging out with us. We appreciate it. So I want to re-ask you because I want to make sure that we get something on this because you know Jadarian well and we don't. So I'm going to ask you again what you can tell us about JD that we might not realize from just reading something online.
Yeah, I mean, he's a quieter guy, but I feel like in the locker room, he's a great teammate, super awesome guy. One thing I learned about him recently is that he's a big Chris Brown fan. I think that was one of his rookie songs he sang last night.
Yeah.
So he did a good job. He had all the dance moves too. I was impressed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Voice good?
Voice was great. Yeah, he did good.
That's
dance moves were good. It was good.
What does the atmosphere in a CFP game feel like compared to an NFL playoff or Super Bowl?
I feel like I don't know. My last playoff game that I was a part of was the Notre Dame and Indiana. So I feel like that was, you obviously have the state of Indiana was kind of like the fight for Indiana.
Right.
That was probably one of the craziest experiences I've had. I think in the NFL, it obviously gets crazy. They get Lumen. It gets pretty insane. I think during the NFC Championship, it was on par with one of the craziest, environments. But it's something special about college football. Like everyone's going for the school. So I think that one was just especially because it was a night game too. It was, it's a little bit special in college. Yeah.
I asked you about this a little bit during the break when we were trying to get the power up and running again. But would you tell us kind of how you envision, or maybe how Mike McDonald and the defense envisions your role for this team this year? Because again, we haven't seen a full season from you yet.
Yeah, I think my role coming up this year is being able to play all down the line. Like I can obviously play N and 3 tech and play in the A gap. And I think, going there where there's someone needs to fill in on a spot or do something and just try to cause havoc, go back there and bull rush people and, just do what I do best.
How special is this box, man? Talk about the way you move around. Leo moves around. You got Dante in here now, Jay Reed, Ernest behind you. I could imagine being on the offensive side trying to prepare for what you guys do up front.
Yeah, we got monsters. So it's cool because you have those guys to play with. And I feel like every time I go out there, I'm like, all right, I know we're good because we've got monsters out there. And we've got EJ, we've got Leo, Jay Reed. And even in the secondary, like, you got Spoon and Jay Love. So I think it's awesome. And they bring a great environment. So it's a great unit.
I wanted to remind you guys that we have What I Need to Know coming up at about 46 after. Get those questions in, 866-979-3776. We did have a couple already for you, though, Rylie. One listener wanted to know, first of all, have you considered going, given your last your sack that you had this season, by Rylie Malls? And then they want to know if you've had a nickname ever.
I haven't considered Rylie Malls. That's a new one.
Just think about it.
I know AD started calling me the polar bear when I got here last year. So everyone's been calling me the polar bear.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did you have one when you were younger?
Not really. I guess polar bear is like the best one that stuck.
It's cool.
Yeah, I like polar bear.
The most dangerous bears out there.
Yeah,
they are.
Exactly.
They're deadly.
I know. That's what I said.
They kill for fun.
They do. The sports you played growing up.
Yeah, I did. I used to box when I was younger. I did lacrosse. I did track and field. Those are kind of my main ones.
Sneaky hands, then.
Sneaky, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very sneaky.
I like that.
Is there anything that comes up, especially because we always have, shouldn't say we, I always hear a debate, and Pete Carroll was actually really big on this, about not loving specialization for young athletes. He felt like that can actually take away from your development. Given that you played so many other sports, do you find that stuff being useful when you play now in the pros?
Yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of discussions on this. I feel like growing up, I think it's good to be kind of well-rounded and play other sports because it forces you to do things that are, out of your comfort zone and think differently. I think, when you get stuck, specializing in one sport, you get burnt out pretty quick. So I felt like, growing up, that was the best way for me to kind of be athletic and do stuff. And I feel like now it's good to have a good base. But yeah, I think specialization you just get burnt out if you do it for too long.
I can almost predict what you're going to say because you're an athlete. But you guys take one game at a time. But is it kind of weird for you guys being like, all right, well, we just played the Patriots now. We're going to line up again week 1 and get after it?
No, I feel like we have the same mentality. Like, each week it's just, they line up. We got to go. And I don't think it changes for each team. Like, we're going to bring our best and do what we do best.
Hey, tell me what either your relationship is like or just the young guys' relationship is like with DeMarcus Lawrence. It sounded like he was so impactful with that defense last year.
Yeah, he's a character. He's a great vet in the room. He does a really good job. He'll teach some things that he's kind of done, and he's like a super instinctual player. So it's fun to watch him. He's definitely a character. Like, he's a different kind of guy, but he's awesome.
What's your favorite thing about the Northwest so far?
About the Northwest? There's a couple things. I think I love the food here. I've been a big fan of. Like, I was always a coffee fan. I feel like there's been great coffee out here. Big salmon guy.
Okay.
So I've tried to capitalize on the salmon out here.
Yeah.
I like the mountains too. I was in like the Midwest for so long that like you could only see so many auto zones and just like flat like grocery stores. So it's been great like looking out and seeing like a mountain.
I feel that.
Do you go fishing then? If you're a big salmon guy?
I haven't. I want to go fishing though. I heard they do a trip in Alaska or something.
Yeah.
I want to go fishing though.
You know who's a big fisher? Now I don't know about for salmon, different kind, but your teammate Derek Hall.
I heard he's a big fisherman. Yeah, I know. We gotta get a group going.
Yeah, big cat, all different kinds of fishermen.
Leo is deep sea.
He's like, I'll take a spear.
Yeah.
And I'm diving.
I ain't touching
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Not a fan.
I may not be there yet.
What's something I know you had limited reps last year, but is there something that you saw and you said, you know what? I want to get better at this year to help this defense.
Yeah, I think for me it's just not overthinking things and just going forward and just trying to cause havoc. I think there were times last year where like I definitely was trying to do my job at a high level and try to execute really well. And I think you can make more of an impact by just being true to yourself. And I think for me, like I can go out there and blow up a play or do something. And just use kind of the gifts that I have and that are best for me and to help the team.
You joked about AD. Calling you Polar Bear, kind of where the nickname came from. I'm curious about AD's kind of role this year. Bump previously had asked a guest, like, how is his role changing and growing? And that's not what I'm asking you. But what I'm asking you is day to day, What are your interactions like with him? How involved is he with you guys, and kind of what's he like?
Yeah, he's super involved, which is great because he kind of helps command the front. Same with Coach Hines, so like they have a really good understanding. But yeah, he's always in there. He'll add little things, little details, and we'll meet one-on-one. He'll always try to like stir something or start something up, which is funny. But no, he's been great, and it's been good to meet with him and see his point of view.
Has your family been out here yet?
They have, yeah. They've been a couple times.
And they're back in the Midwest still?
No, they're in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
they're in the sun.
Retired?
No.
No? Have you? Are you a golfer?
I just started getting back into it.
That a kid.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Go down to Florida, play some good golf.
I know. I got this slice that won't go away, so I'm.
We all have it. We all have it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this conversation is dangerously close to becoming entirely about golf right now. How else do you spend? Just last question, just kind of a fun one, because as the season starts, I'm sure we'll talk to you in the huddle, and it'll be more about tell us about Sunday. But I want to say how have you spent your off season, but more like how do you spend your downtime? Like what's Rylie Mills do when you're not here at practice and you're not here talking to us?
I think one of the things I really liked, and I started in college, was just cooking. That's when I got in. I'm big on tracking the macros and doing food, but it's also just like it's kind of like a good release for me. Like I love chopping like onions or whatever. Like I don't know, I just get a lot of joy out of doing that. I've started grilling more. Jared Ivey's a big griller, so we've been going over and kind of doing some stuff there. But, yeah, I just love to cook. I feel like it's been fun.
That's good stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's a good way to stay healthy, too. You're going to talk about doing that during the season. All right.
For sure.
We have appreciated your time. And even though Rylie Malls is great, thank you to that listener. Polar Bear is also. It's objectively a really cool nickname. He is Rylie Mills. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, you guys, continue to get your questions in for What I Need to Know. Any questions, sports, non-sports, does not matter. 866-979-3776. We'll start with this one. What I need to know from the 253 Bump. Should the Hawks feel disrespected by playing on Wednesday night while the Rams get to play a traditional Thursday night game? Use it as fuel to go out and show they deserve respect and win another championship.
Not disrespected. I think that they should feel highlighted, because they want to get one of the best teams in football out there early on a Wednesday and have a Super Bowl rematch. First time we've had this since, 2016, I believe. I think they should have a chip on their shoulder with all the love that the Rams are getting. I think the Rams deserve some love, but I think the Seahawks deserve a bit more in their end, too.
I think it would have been more disrespectful because they had to work it around just the logistics of playing in Australia. I think it would have been more disrespectful if the Seahawks had Thursday and the Rams and 49ers got opening night.
Yeah.
Like, opening night this year is Wednesday. It's just what it is. That's really more of what's going on here. What I need to know from the 425, not sure if this was mentioned earlier, but Bump, what was your initial reaction to the Brendan Sorsby ruling?
Something ain't right. I mean,
you said who's getting paid?
He's breaking a rule, and then you just look at the connections to Texas when it comes to the people looking over this case, and it just feels like, Varsity Blues, like just Texas being corrupt and making sure that their guys get out there. It just didn't feel right. I knew for sure he was going to sit for a year or two, but it feels like the Big Ten is trying to force them to make this thing right.
Yeah, I think my reaction was I needed to know why. I thought surely there must be something I'm not understanding about this ruling. Like, was there some kind of issue the NCAA had where they didn't, dot their I's and cross their T's, and there was some kind of technicality that allowed him to do this? Like, I just felt like there must be something I don't get.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. What was the last fruit you ate that wasn't a banana, apple, or orange?
Dragon fruit. I love dragon fruit.
You talk about dragon fruit a lot.
Just answered the question.
That's your whole personality.
I love dragon fruit. It's great.
Just like my whole personality this week is Fresca, and like discovering Fresca and telling other people about it. Have you guys heard of this stuff called Fresca? Your thing is dragon fruit, but it's been like that for a while. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Someone asked about there may be an answer to this that I just don't see. Someone asked about the home run derby, the celebrity Mariners home run derby that the Mariners are having. And they said, who's pitching in that one?
I don't know. I would assume they have some dude who throws BP, maybe some 65-year-old guy who just can put it right across the middle of the plate every time.
Yeah. Someone said Polar Bear is an 80-grade nickname. The mauling is implied. What's the best sports nickname? Who's the best nickname in sports?
I mean, he's been connected to some jacked up stuff, so
Oh.
It was a beverage. I don't want to say that, but it was a good nickname.
It was a great nickname. Who's another nickname, maybe?
Mean Joe Green, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mean Joe Green.
I always thought Greek Freak. I love a rhyme.
Greek Freak, yeah.
A really good one.
Black Mamba, come on, man.
Oh, yeah. That's
Black
an obvious
Mamba.
one. They don't make nicknames like they used to.
They don't.
Like now
Big
it's...
Body Bronson, I like that. Big Body Bronson.
Yeah.
I like Zach Bond, the Eagles linebacker. They call him the Bald Eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah. Because nicknames when they're just, JD5. Like, okay.
SGA.
Right, SGA. Okay, that's just because you guys weren't sure how to say his name. It's because his name was too long, is what it was. But I miss when names were like that. Black Mamba. You'd be like, is he a spy?
Is he a spy?
What is going on? Is this Kill Bill? Refrigerator. Snacks Harrison. What I need to know. Does Mitch Garver lose his job to Johnny Pareda when Cal comes back?
Depends on how these next, 6 days go or something like that. Here, the thing about Mitch is he's just so familiar with the pitching staff.
Yeah.
But Paredes been doing his thing too, man.
I'll say that. It's more possible than I thought it was, let's say, I don't know, a week ago even?
Yeah.
Okay, starting to... Oh, Gronk, because it's his name. Well, Gronk, because it also just sounds like a Gronk. Like, it's just dumb. Like it fits.
Yeah.
The Kid.
I like the Kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe Green is
Big
a great
Ticket.
one.
KG. I like that one.
866-979-3776. Can schools, so this is going back to that Brendan Sorsby story, can schools actually not schedule a game against Texas Tech due to this? How does that actually work?
Yeah, your non-conference games, you schedule those. So the Big Ten is not in the same conference. They're like, we can control it. SEC schools, they're SEC, right? Or they're Big 12.
They're Big 12.
Yeah, Big 12. Bear down. They don't have a choice.
I do think that was pretty monumental. So this started breaking yesterday, and I remember Curtis read it to us during a commercial break, and Curtis, your eyebrows raised right away, because this is pretty massive fallout. Like, I don't know, because it's kind of like the, not business side, but like it's not this, it's not a scandal in the same way that like an affair would be with Diana Rossini and Vrabel. So I know that there's a chunk of college sports fans that aren't really paying attention to this story, but schools across multiple conferences saying, not just in football, we are not scheduling anything against Texas Tech is pretty massive.
Yeah, it just shows you how appalled everyone is. He really broke the rules, and the Texas connection is allowing him to play football again. It's crazy.
Someone said Air Jordan, duh. The Minister of Defense, yes.
Who's that?
Reggie
What's
White.
his face? Yeah.
Oh, Reggie White. Oh,
What's his face? Shame on, I know someone's mad at me for that. I'm sorry, but I knew.
Mr. Unlimited.
No.
Unlimited.
Also, you can't give yourself a nickname that isn't then used. No one called Russell Wilson Mr. Unlimited.
I did all the time.
Sincerely?
No.
No, exactly. Like, because it's not a nickname. Like, I'm trying to think of a nickname. I mean, Gronk isn't really a nickname, but to go to that person's point, you'll have analysts that are going to be like, well, Gronk needs to blah, blah, blah. And they're just that's just what they call him. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
This is why you can't give yourself a nickname.
No. Shaq did it all the time, though. He had himself like 10 nicknames.
Which one stuck?
Shaq.
Yeah, see? Because none of them are as good as Shaq.
No.
And it's why I'll never be able to shake Crybaby Stacy. We don't choose these things for ourselves. They just happen. White chocolate. See, the problem is a lot of people have gotten white chocolate.
No, you say white chocolate.
Jason Williams.
Yes, that's the only white chocolate out there.
Well, then other people are trying to claim it. See, now we're going with whole units. Purple People Eaters, Steel Curtain,
Beast Mode.
Rain Man. Oh, Beast Mode is top tier. Yeah. Someone wants to know about our thoughts on Randy Rosarena's base running.
It's suspect at times.
Yeah.
You know?
He's bold. I'll say that. He's bold and brash.
He seems like his base running sometimes feels like new drivers on the road. You know, like they're just not sure sometimes. It's, hey, shoot the gap, just do it. You know, either doing it or you're not doing it. It just feels like he's second guessing himself.
Oh, someone said your name is a nickname, Bump. Totally works.
Yeah, every bump is in my family.
Oh, see, there's a lot of, that's the thing. You're competing with other bumps. So what are you going to do? Tyler in Tacoma says we can be criers together. Thank you, Tyler. It's Crybaby Tyler and Crybaby Stacy.
Yeah, some cryers.
I hate Crybaby Stacy. No, I need to do something to undo that nickname. I just don't know what. All right, we are going all Mariners for the dugout. The latest from Jeff Passan coming up at 1:15. We got some questions for Gary Hill, including anything that we should be tracking for Colt Emerson. Once again, not in today's lineup. Alex Mayer joining us for Mariners Stats and Info with some numbers from yesterday's game coming up at 1:45. Mariners insider Shannon Drayer joins us next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners opened their series against the Orioles with a win thanks to a Josh Naylor grand slam, his first of the season. Game 2 today at 3:35 p.m. with a 2:30 pregame show on Seattle Sports. Logan Gilbert on the mound. It won't be Nixon 4 after all. The Spurs fought back in another close one yesterday, taking Game 3 to narrow New York's series lead to 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This is The Dugout, taking you inside your Seattle Mariners.
Swing and a miss, and he got him with a slider.
Presented by Top Fitness.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Swinging a shot over the bag at first, fair ball. The Mariners win it. Here comes Leo Rivas to score. Cal Rylie with a walk-off single.
Time to grab a seat and talk Mariners baseball in The Dugout.
You are listening to The Dugout, all Mariners from 1 to 2. We're joined now by Mariners insider Shannon Drayer. Shannon, how's it going?
It's going. How are you guys?
Good. I have a lot of great questions, as does Bump, about a good Mariners win. But first, I want to just clear up a couple follow-up questions I had about some roster moves and an injury yesterday. We saw JP placed on the 10-day IL with a right-hand contusion. Emerson was going to be your starting shortstop and then was scratched late. What do we need to know about that?
As far as JP goes, I was kind of curious to see what was next for him, if they were going to send him home to get a further look at that hand, and that's not the plan right now. So I'm hoping that is a good sign that means he is just needing a little bit more time with the bruise on his hand. So hopefully we see him when his IL time is up. As for Colt Emerson, that was really a surprise. We saw quite a bit of him in pregame, saw him in the clubhouse, saw him during the pre-warm-up, saw him during batting practice and everything. Really didn't see anything out of the ordinary. And we're told relatively quickly. Usually we don't hear about things until after the game, but probably about 15 minutes after it was announced that he was scratched from the lineup, we were told it was because of back stiffness. So hopefully it's nothing too much. We won't know till we get to the park and learn more about it. But, by the initial looks, we didn't see anything too concerning. We're just going to have to find out more about what we didn't see.
Shannon, I was really nervous when Muñoz took the mound just because I know of his struggles as of late, and then just elated for him. And obviously he was happy, too, after he were able to get it done. What did you see from Muñoz, and why do you think that was so important for him to perform the way he did?
Saw a lot of sliders, and I think that's important. I couldn't figure out why in the last outing all he threw was a fastball. He threw 4 four sliders in that outing, and two of them came late, and really just seemed to give up on that pitch early. And I don't know if that was him. I don't know if that was Pareda, but his best pitch is the slider. His fastball gets hit in the best situations, and it's hard to believe that a fastball with that velocity can be hittable, but in this day and age, it is. Hitters are used to velocity. So his strength is his plus slider, and he just didn't try to find it in that last outing. What we saw last night was him sticking with that slider. He only threw one four-seam fastball. When he had to go away from the slider for a second, it was a sinker. It was a couple of changeups, but that was it. It was find the slider, and he threw a good number of good ones there. Obviously, it was an outing that he needed. I think he's holding up well through this, but he needs, several outings like that right now, I think, before he feels like he is back where he needs to be. But that was a good first step. And for him, the biggest thing was that they went to him. He didn't want to see them lose confidence in him in that situation. And that's part of handling a closer. It's such a sensitive position. The whole game is handed to you. It's a team sport for everybody but the closer. It is basically all up to him, save for an error behind him. Here's your game. Deliver us the win. And it's a tough spot to be in. You got to be careful with those guys. But I think he has handled it as well as he possibly could. Hopefully understanding that you see most closers go through something like this, and we really haven't seen this before from him to this extent.
Hey, Shannon, wanted to talk about Josh Naylor. I didn't know a ton about him when he was first acquired by Seattle, other than he was clearly an intense player, and he was a big bat you could bring in, not in terms of like just home run, but like you felt like, oh, he's going to be a boost for the offense. And that intensity looked obvious early. I thought he hates it here. Like my first impression was like, he's so mad all the time. Don't give him the home run trident. He doesn't want it. And then it became very obvious that he's a great teammate and really funny. And the baseball IQ was, I think, obvious before he got here. But like, I think that as each month goes by, even of seeing Josh Naylor in a Mariners uniform, we learn a bit more about him. What was obvious to you early when he got here, if you could take us back to last season? And then what's something that maybe, exiting last year or entering into this season or even more recently, you've thought, God, I'm still learning things?
Oh, learning things big time. I think I had him pegged pretty wrong to start with. I mean, I was insisting he was really going to test the free agent market, and just by his demeanor, he just seemed like a kind of person who would. And lo and behold, it didn't take much time to get him to re-up with the Mariners. He came around and he decided that after surveying the scene, that was going to be a good place for himself and his family, which is very important as well. And the Mariners put on a good show for him. I think that definitely helped, but I thought that was a great thing. I was absolutely floored when he signed as quickly as he did. And I'm not the only one. I mean, I think probably my favorite quote of the year last year was from J.P. Crawford when his answer to Wyman and Bob when asked about his new teammate Josh Naylor was, I thought he hated me. And, that was the intensity that he had in that clubhouse. We more often than not saw the intensity. I don't want to say he was standoffish, but it didn't feel like he was very warm and fuzzy or approachable in that clubhouse at all. But we began to hear about how he was with teammates. We began to hear about how he spoke up immediately in team meetings, which I thought was important, and hitters meetings, things like that. He wanted to contribute along those lines. We heard about the conversations he was having during games, on the rail, or with individuals, and that tells you something right there about how much he wants to win and how confident he is in what he does in his voice, which I think is important, particularly when you're looking at a player that's going to be there for a long time. But again, we didn't see a ton of the smiles. We didn't see the lighter side of Josh Naylor for the most part last year. Signs the contract, and I noticed right away he stayed in Seattle for about a week after, did a bunch of the Seattle things. The smile never came off his face. And then we started to see that side, and we certainly saw that in spring training. I was very heartened by the way he treated Jen Powell, the woman umpire that umpired a game for them, which such a rare sight in the big league. She actually was with them for a couple of days in Detroit, or it was at home in Seattle for 2 days. She was on the crew as a fill-in ump as well, so we saw her there. But, his just statement on, I wanted her to feel welcome. I treat everybody that way. Inclusion is important to me. We've had women umpire games in the minors and trainers and whatnot. It makes no difference to me. And what a great message to send publicly. Most importantly. So, he just went way up the chart when he did that. But then to see him continue with the lighter side, with the fun side, he organized the let's go get the baseball cards in San Diego trip and had everybody, before games going through packets and packets of cards. And when they didn't have enough, he and another player, it might have been Cole Young, ran across the street to the card store in their warm-up gear, and he was wearing the big Seattle Mariners hockey jersey and shorts when he did that, left the stadium, went and got more. You see that now, and you see him with his family and the community, and it's just I think it shows that, he's in the place that he wants to be, a place that works well for him, and just such a great fit for this team, and that both sides could ascertain that as quickly as they did, I think is huge for the Mariners. And to see what he did last night, because I look at him more as a hitter, more as a player that's going to put up good at-bats and see the pitches and not strike out a ton and put the ball in play, and the power will come when it does. But what better place than the short right field that they have got here to take advantage of the power that he has and have that big moment last night.
Shannon, we got Logan Gilbert against left-hander Trevor Rogers today. Tell me about this matchup.
Should be a good matchup for the Mariners. Trevor Rogers has had a real rough go of it this year. In fact, heading into his last start, he had posted a 10.1 ERA over the 7 previous starts. Now, he won the last start, pitched 5 innings, allowed just 1 run, but clearly has been very shaky. Mariners have not been good against left-handed starters, so hopefully they're able to do something against him, perhaps take a little bit of advantage. Logan Gilbert on the other side, you got to like what you're seeing from him. The biggest thing with him, and it's needed tonight, has been innings. We've seen him, and I keep saying this, have trouble getting into the 6th inning, and then you take a look at it, and well, he did that in 3 of his last 5 starts. So you hope that you see that continue, the quicker at bats for him. They're always going to be a little bit longer for him with what he has got. But if that splitter is on for him, using that perhaps a little bit more, I think that's something that's happened or that has helped over his last few outings when he has been able to get into the 6th inning. It's such a good pitch for him. And I think the more that he can be aggressive, be more of a fastball pitcher, not so much an artist with all the pitches he has. If he is feeling good up there, take advantage of that. I think he'll have some heat and a little bit of humidity tonight, and I think that should help him out there. And, you have to be on guard for this Baltimore Orioles offense. They have been very, very good at home, and on the whole, they have been very, very good the last 2 weeks. So really impressive what Emerson Hancock was able to do last night without his best stuff. There was a point in the game where he went to fastballs exclusively. His sweeper was just, he had no command of it in the 2nd inning, started to have problems with it the 3rd. The next thing you know, he throws 18 straight fastballs, 2-seam and 4-seam. It was like, I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to get through it with this pitch because it's working for me. And it was quite the performance from him to see how dogged he got about that and how effective that was against, again, what has been a pretty good offense the last couple of weeks.
I think Mariners fans and Matt Brash were able to breathe a sigh of relief getting out of that jam late yesterday. Paredes challenge a big part of that. Did Dan or Woodworth say anything about him afterward?
Yeah, I didn't hear from Woodworth. Dan did, of course, compliment the challenges. I gave the MVP of the game to the challenges, both that and then the ABS challenge by Pareda, and then, of course, the play at the plate and at second base, the manager challenge. And just absolutely stunning to think if this was a year ago, like Paredes, that wouldn't have happened, and how impactful that was. Paredes had a rough time with the challenges so far this year, but had 2 good ones last year, and of course 1 critical one, and both that helped his pitchers quite a bit. So you hope that is something that helps him a little bit. It's been pretty wild because the misses that he has had have been big misses, and so you kind of wonder, just is it a little bit nervous there? Is it timing? What is happening with that? But to see him have the success last night, that should help him going forward, I would imagine. And, they obviously have liked what Pareda has done behind the plate. He's doing a little something with the bat as well. I noted that there was a streak of 7 games, about 5, 6, 7 games ago, where he did not strike out in a single plate appearance. And then when you look at what he's done in the last 10 days, he's hitting 400 over the last 10 days, and there has actually been a little bit of slug from him, too, which is not something that anybody really had on the bingo card. So he's been doing a fantastic job at the plate and behind the plate. I suspect we'll see Garver today as Paredes caught 3 straight. But, cannot say enough about what those two have done in the absence of Cal Raleigh.
She is Mariners insider Shannon Drayer. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
You got it, guys.
You're listening to The Dugout. Coming up next, the latest from Jeff Passan on whether the Mariners will trade for Skubal and who the clear all-star is right now.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
If there's another couple of these blow-ups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
No matter the time of year, working out at home is the best. Brock Heward here, and allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. And everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have flooring and weights that go right in your home gym. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
All right, we've got the latest from Jeff Passan, but a quick update on Cal. He hit home run number 2 today, not just any home run. He just hit a grand slam in the 5th inning with Tacoma. That's in addition to a 2-run bomb in his first pitch, I believe. So he has now driven in 6 runs for the Rainiers. He's also catching today for the first time. I don't know that he goes through the entire game. I think, God, who'd we talk to? They said he might
Sit
just
him down.
Go through like 7
He's
catching.
good.
Yeah.
He go through like 4.
Folks, he's back. This catching prospect they have could be something
there's
special.
a guy down in Tacoma.
There's a guy in Tacoma right now raking.
His name's Cal.
He's got 6 RBI today.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, grand slam for Cal in the 5th. That is the first bit of news, your Cal update. Another bit of news, this from Adam Jude. Shannon Drayer also posted this. We didn't get a chance to ask her about it. Miles Mastroboni has arrived in Baltimore as part of the Mariners taxi squad. Colt Emerson remains out of the lineup. This is after experiencing back tightness before yesterday's game. He was a late scratch. Should we be concerned? I'll rephrase. Are you concerned at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mastroboni and who?
I just saw Nick Davila.
Yeah. Concerned. I mean, somebody ain't right. Somebody's not as good as we thought they were.
Curtis, when you're getting a guy like Miles Mastroboni brought up on the taxi squad, is that like, okay, well, depth is already so shallow if someone goes down? Or like me and Bump, do you start to raise your eyebrow and go, ooh, I don't like seeing that, knowing Emerson is out of the lineup again today?
Yeah, I mean, they brought up Ryan Bliss kind of under similar circumstances with J.P. Crawford, where they had Bliss up for like a day or two, just kind of lurking. I hope it's not anything serious with Colt Emerson. I hope that Miles Mastroboni just got a free trip to Baltimore and, experiences all that there is to offer in Maryland, all the blue crab he can eat.
And who wouldn't want to go see it? Big fan of The Wire. Let's go to the latest from Jeff Passan. I've got a couple cuts here that I'm going to combine, Matt, so we'll get those knocked out, and then we'll talk about the Mariners' possible approach to the trade deadline. Let's start with cut 22. Jeff Passan on with Brock and Salk asked whether or not he thinks the Mariners will actually trade for Tarek Skubal.
Literally every contending team that's going to be trading for someone, I put Tarek Skubal down. So it was a little bit of a bit, but there's an argument to be made for it. I'll just say this. I don't think the Seattle Mariners are trading for Tarek Skubal. I don't think they're going to spend their time in those discussions. So
should they?
I find it to be, yeah, of course they should.
So, yeah, of course they should, but doesn't think they will. I'm going to combine it with this one. Let's go to cut 25. This should be, according to Jeff Passan, the goal for the Mariners at the deadline then.
Isn't that the goal? Isn't the goal significant upgrade at this point?
It has to be. There isn't a lot of marginal upgrade I'd be interested in. That, to me, would just be for the sake of moving.
And that's why, guys, this could be a slow deadline for the Mariners, and I don't know that I would begrudge them at all for that.
That's weird.
Our instinct as fans, though, is to want our team to do something. Come on, show us you're doing something. But the truth is, sometimes doing something isn't the right thing to do.
I thought that was an interesting take, saying if you're not going to add a star, it's okay to do nothing.
I agree. And you're only as good as what's available, too, right? And Skubal, and Passan out there just throwing, like, clickbait, honestly, is what he just said. He said anybody who's a contender, I pretty much said should be looking for Skubal or trying to trade for Skubal. Will they do it? Nah, they probably not going to do it. Yeah, I think that the way this team – 3 years ago, I want to say Jerry said, well, we're going to get better at the trade deadline because guys are going to get healthy. This is the first time where I'm like, yeah, for real. That's probably what's going to happen because you have so many guys who are out. And the races are so tight within the divisions that, you just don't – I don't see what else is going to be out there.
Yeah, I thought it was fitting that I forget which one of us asked Jake Mintz about that earlier in the show, but kind of said the same thing where – he's saying, normally, I always roll my eyes at that. I always roll my eyes, as have we, whenever it's like, oh, well, we're getting Mitch Haniger back at the, that's kind of our deadline acquisition. But, I mean, look at today's lineup. And I'm not saying that to slight any of these guys. You don't have Brendan Donovan. You don't have Cal Rylie. You don't have J.P. Crawford. Right now, you don't have Colt Emerson. A lineup that includes, all due respect to these guys, Patrick Wisdom and Ryan Bliss and TBD if Miles Mastroboni is going to be there as backup. That's not the lineup you're rolling out for your World Series. It's great that you have that depth. It is fantastic that Bliss, in his appearance yesterday, was able to do something for you, and that Patrick Wisdom has hit, I think, a couple bombs for you. Like, it's great. That's the point of depth. Depth isn't great when you're not just using it sporadically. Suddenly, that's your starter, and it's not good enough. So you want to keep those guys as just kind of options that you have, and thank goodness for that. You're a drastically different team with all of those guys there. I mean, look at Cal Rylie has, again, 6 RBI today for the Rainiers. I know it's AAA, But this guy is in his first game appearance catching in almost a month and has a 2-run home run and a grand slam.
This is just the hold it down team. Like, you just hold it down until guys get back. And the schedule, I think, allows you to. Who do they have after this, the Orioles?
Nationals.
Nationals, which is going to be a challenge. And then
And
the
then the
Orioles
Orioles
again, right?
again.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, let's get through this 6-game stretch and reevaluate after that.
And then Cal lifted from this one. Again, I don't know if it was Adam Jude or Ryan. It was Ryan Divish yesterday who said he's probably only going to catch through like 7-ish, if that. So top of the 6, makes sense that he's pulled there. I think they've seen enough. So now the goal is going to be, okay, well, how do you feel tomorrow? And they weren't really able to do that with his start with Everett because you had an off day anyways. So good news if Cal's back out there, especially if he's back out there catching tomorrow, because that's kind of what they're watching for, is just seeing how do you feel. But I think he's done enough. So getting back to our bigger thing about this, like Jeff Passan, I don't think the Mariners are trading for Tarek Skubal. Right. I don't. And I am also finding myself convinced from that conversation, Bump, that not necessarily they don't need to, but that, like, if you're not going to add a star, you have enough coming back. You have stars at home.
You do, actually. You have a young star in Emerson who you hope gets better. You have a veteran in JP who's been playing some good baseball this year. You have a Platinum Glove winner in Kyle Rylie who's going to be back as well. Yeah, this is the first time where I'm, as of today, as of right now, that I'm okay with these guys just banking on guys getting healthy. And this is where you really see how deep your roster is, because you're deep now. You're Ryan Bliss deep. You're Master Boney deep. Like, you are dependent on some guys who at the beginning of the year weren't even really a thought. But Master Boney's had his moments at this level, so has Ryan Bliss. So let's see if they can put a few more together.
I've got a couple more here from Jeff. Let's talk about the Mariners starting pitching and kind of what they should be dealing. So, again, we're going to go to cut 23, but Jeff said, unless you're going to trade for a star, like unless it's a significant upgrade, then just don't do anything. Now, you're only getting a significant upgrade or getting a star if you're willing to give up something costly. So they ask Jeff if the Mariners should be willing to give up starting pitching.
No, I think you only give up your starting pitching depth to get stars. I don't know if there's another person who's worthy of that. And when I say star, like, I abide by the idea that there are like lowercase s stars, capital S stars, and all cap stars. I want an all cap star here if I'm going to move any of that starting pitching. But no, I don't use my starting pitching depth to go out and incrementally improve. I don't think that would be an intelligent thing to do.
Does Byron Buxton count?
He'd be pretty close. I don't think Byron Buxton's going to come to Seattle, though.
So doesn't think Byron Buxton will come to Seattle. He has a no-trade clause, so relevant information there. But, again, Jeff saying don't just deal the pitching to add a whatever bat. Don't just, we could really use, a guy that can hit lefties. Unless that guy's a multi-time all-star, then why? You already are having trouble figuring out where everyone fits right now.
No, the Mariners are in a weird place because you feel like when healthy, the potential is great, but you haven't really seen the whole group together yet. So there's a lot of projecting going on. But I think when that rotation is healthy, when everyone else is healthy, they can be in the fight with anybody. At least they've shown that at times. And they still have a lot more time to do that, right? Trade deadline's in July. Like, you still got tens of games to really figure out who this team exactly is, and then you have that same time where other teams are going to fall to the wayside. You might be able to pick up a scrap or two.
All right, Cal lifted from today's rehab start for not presumably bad reason. He was just going to get limited time anyways, but ended up with a 2-run home run and a grand slam today. So Alex Mayer is going to join us live from Cheney Stadium. We'll ask him about Cal and some other stuff to do, good numbers, game-winning stats from last night's game. Before we get to that, though, Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill is joining us next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. And Bob, just like me, you had a hip problem. You were recommended surgery. Why did you go see Dr. Wagner first?
I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff.
So you had stem cell on your hip. How does it feel now?
I can do a lot of things I could not do prior to this procedure, and I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now. And I've had friends that have gone to see Dr. Wagner. They had the same experience, whether they were dealing with a hip, a knee, an elbow, a shoulder. Everybody walking out of there feels like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Before you choose surgery, do what Bob and I did. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com. You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
We are joined now by Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill. Gary, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Welcome to Baltimore.
I wanted to ask whether we should make anything at all of Colt Emerson not being in. I know it's such a bummer way to start this segment following a win, but about Colt Emerson not being in the lineup today, Miles Bastroboni being in the clubhouse. Is this just kind of a precautionary thing that's very normal when a player's hurt?
Yeah, we just talked to Dan Wilson, too, a moment ago. He said that Colt Emerson is doing better today, and so we'll see. There hasn't been a move made yet, and it's part of, you kind of have to take precautions on a long trip like this. There's no off days. There's still another city after this as well. Still 3 more games here. So hopefully it's just precaution, but you never really know because it's just really hard to play shorthanded, especially, they've lost 2 infielders yesterday, right? So hopefully it's just precautionary. It's kind of natural, too, with a lefty on the mound today to give him the day off anyways, especially when you have Bliss and Wisdom, a couple righties in the on the team as well. So it's kind of natural, but we'll see what happens tomorrow, I think.
Gary, have you heard the news that there's this young man in Tacoma just killing it right now? And what do you think of that news?
Nothing happens in my hometown without me knowing about it. So, yes, I am fully aware. I have a bunch of friends at the game. I had video text me immediately, grand slam, home run. Yeah, so I'm fully aware of what's going on, and it is great because, obviously, Cal is one of the best players in the game, and the Mariners have gone nearly a month without him, and even struggled the beginning of the year. And I think we haven't fully seen the Mariners offense together yet this year. And we've seen some guys have really good seasons. Randy's had a great season, and Julio and Naylor's, his last 40 games has been excellent. But with the Donovan injury and Cal's injury, it doesn't feel like we've seen everyone together. So hopefully that's the sign of things to come, because getting that bat back in the middle of the order would be enormous for the Mariners. And it's great if healthy, of course, but also getting his timing back, because it just felt like Cal really hasn't had his timing this season. So hopefully that happens this week as well. But certainly after a good start today.
It'll be great to get those guys back. Bump has joked that normally, you'd kind of roll your eyes at the idea of like, our trade deadline acquisitions are our own players, but in this case, it's actually right. Speaking of, though, that includes quite a few players. So Brendan Donovan, J.P. Crawford, Cal Rylie, Colt Emerson out right now, but obviously not on the IL or anything. But there's a lot of guys to bring back and a lot of shuffling to happen. Where are those big decisions being made, and what are some of the options the Mariners have to work as many of these bats in as possible?
Yeah, I think first things first, you have to get them back, and they have to be healthy. That's the first thing, and we don't really know the timetable on Donovan. And then you file that under good problems to have. I guess it feels somewhat like the rotation has been, right, where they have tried to figure it out with 6 solid starters. So it's going to be something similar, I think, with the infield. Unfortunately, they do have some flexibility. We've seen Colt Emerson play in a couple places. Cole Young played shortstop yesterday. He can play in a couple places. Donovan has moved around in his career. So I think it's going to be a lot of that. I think what complicates it is most of the guys are left-handed hitters. So there's not like a natural platoon situation or playing some advantages, something like that. So I think that is the tricky part. But the bottom line for me is going to be whoever hits and produces is going to play. And that's what we've seen from Emerson Hancock. He didn't have a spot guaranteed in the rotation. He pitched his way into a guaranteed spot. Hancock has been the most consistent guy in the rotation for the Mariners. So I feel it's going to be something similar on the offensive side, where if you produce, if you hit, you're going to play somewhere. They'll figure out where, but you'll play somewhere.
Gary, I had no idea we had live feed of you. I'm looking down at my laptop this whole time. I'm like, Gary's right there. My bad, man. I giving you my eyes. Josh Naylor, man, he's has he talked about like the way he plays the game? Because he does little things which I call gamesmanship, which I love. I love guys who just want to poke at other people. Does he talk about that at all? Has anyone asked him about it?
So I think you make a great point about Josh Naylor. And in fact, I think Colt Keith from the Tigers said it best, that Josh Naylor is the kind of guy, if he's on your team, you love him because you love that. If he's not, you hate him because you get annoyed by that kind of thing. But he plays with an edge. He's got grit, and he wants to win. And that's what it comes down to. And we talked about it at the time when the Mariners traded for him. That felt like a really, not only the production, the raw numbers, everything like that, but that edge, that was really nice to add to the Mariners team. And now that we see him in a full season, you see how it plays out. And you see how it annoys the opposition as well. He gets in guys' heads, which is really nice to have. And I think Mariner fans are certainly on the side of loving him. and loving the way he plays and what he does.
We're at kind of a weird time in the calendar where if someone isn't like a very obvious all-star candidate right now, there's almost nothing they could do. Like there's just not quite enough time to really make your case. But is there a Seattle Mariner who is kind of borderline that you could see being there, but could have better numbers? That maybe that month until until the All-Star break is enough time where they can actually get something done.
I was reading a piece by David Schoenfield today, and he was kind of guessing at what the All-Star team would look like, and he only had one Mariner on there, and that was Julio. I think Randy has had an All-Star first half, so I think he's someone that can punch his ticket. And I think Emerson Hancock has made a case, and if he continues to pitch like this, I think he'll find his way onto the All-Star team. Because as we know with pitchers, there's some changes when guys pitch close to the end of the first half, and there's some substitutes along the way. So even if he doesn't make the initial team. But I think in terms of the pitching staff, he's probably the most deserving of the entire staff. So those are two of the guys, along with Julio, that I would spotlight right now as guys that could certainly earn their way onto the All-Star team.
If the Mariners could win this series, be competitive, possibly win the next series with what I call the hold it down squad to stay afloat with Bliss, and I mean we'll see if we see Mastrobuoni or whatnot. What does that say about their depth?
It says a lot. You look at the team that they fielded last night. You look at the infield, and it's not what you would expect. Wisdom playing third, and Bliss is on there, Young at shortstop, and they score 6 runs. Right? It's a really good day offensively, and so I kind of think if you can have a 500 trip, that would be great, because this is a tough trip. I know you look at the records, and Detroit is under 500, and Baltimore's under 500, and Washington is right around 500. But Detroit and Baltimore are talented teams playing their best baseball of the season. It just ends up being bad timing for the Mariners. Along with it being, this is a difficult trip, just travel-wise. It's a long ways. It's a long trip. So if they can play 500 and come back, and then maybe add Cal to the mix and really get things going. But that's kind of how I see this road trip, and just try and stay 500. And there's other challenges too, like today, Gilbert takes them out, and their bullpen is in tough shape, right? They've had a lot of guys pitch back-to-back days, so they're pretty thin down there today, and this is the kind of game that on paper is going to be hard to get. But if Logan can give them 7 strong, which would be ideal today, hey, you can win this one too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, very related note. You talked about some of the challenges the Mariners have just kind of entering into games, knowing where they're weak or where they might have injuries or things that starters, for instance, Logan has struggled with. Is there something on the other side where you go, when I was looking at the schedule and I saw, this Baltimore team, Nationals, and then Baltimore, whatever, like I just thought like this is going to be something that is going to be a challenge for them, but that if they overcome it, I'll feel good. So it could be a specific type of hitter or the profile of an opposing team or something that that you think you can actually take from a road trip if it's successful and think they kind of prove something there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially being shorthanded and overcoming. And, it's too bad that they were in position to take the Tigers series as well, as we all saw, but a really bad ninth inning, not only on the mound, but, on the field as well, offensively. Torpedoed their series win. But if you win that series, you won the first game here. It would have felt like just a continuation. It would have been their 4th straight series win, right? It would have felt like a continuation of playing really good baseball. And so if they were able to overcome that and have a 500 series or better than 500 series, to me, it would feel like a continuation of, hey, they're playing their best baseball of the season, and it continues even shorthanded, which I think says a lot. And when you're shorthanded, you end up relying on the healthy parts of the team, right? And right now, that's the rotation. So that's what I look at. And it's 6-man too. So sometimes, especially with one guy short in the bullpen, especially in games like this, there'll be a couple guys down. You need to rely on those guys even more, I think. And Emerson gave the Mariners a good start last night, and we'll see if Logan can follow it here. But it's a healthy 6-man right now. And for them all together as a group, pitching their best of the season. And so that's what I would say. Lean on that and take that forward.
He is Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Anytime. See you soon.
All right, we are going to Cheney Stadium to talk to Alex Mayer next.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
You know, if there's another couple of these blow-ups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
No matter the time of year, working out at home is the best. Brock Heward here, and allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. And everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have flooring and weights that go right in your home gym. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Saving energy simplified. Snohomish PUD's Rebate Center is your one-stop hub for cash back on energy-efficient upgrades, from heat pump water heaters to all-in-one washer-dryer combos. Whether you're planning a project or already made an upgrade in the last 90 days, the Rebate Center helps you check eligibility, submit receipts, and track your rebate status all in one place. Visit snowpud.com/rebates.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
What if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up. And that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. You know, I'm not a tech-savvy guy, but opening a checking account was easy enough for me to figure out. I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free, no fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, and lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. You can even tap to pay. If you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW Cashback free checking account. Open your free account online like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of the 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
The pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit out towards right. Bean at the track. He turns. It is a grand slam for Cal Rylie. He leaves the yard in grand fashion. And his second home
say a grand slam and not even his first bomb. Cal Rylie had another earlier, a 2-run bomb in the game. And we're going to ask Alex Mayer about both of them and a few other Mariners numbers. He joins us right now. Alex, how's it going?
I'm doing really well, Stacy. That's a very quick flip by you and the production team. Well done.
You know what? I do what I can. Just kidding. I have nothing to do with that. Shout out Matt and Curtis. I wanted to ask you to start, not just about the grand slam, but Cal's first home run, which was on the first pitch. And I thought if there ever was a feel-good moment that should leave Mariners fans feeling encouraged, it must have been that. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm down here at Cheney Stadium calling you live from Tacoma. So as if I don't go to enough baseball games, took the trip down to go see Cal rehab. I was not there in Everett on Sunday, but yeah, the first at bat today, an absolute moonshot on the first pitch. And then in his third at bat hits the grand slam that you just heard, or I guess his fourth at bat, but an awesome experience down here. They really packed the place for a Tuesday at 11:35. So it was great to be down here for it.
Yeah, that's, I immediately saw just the reaction on Instagram and X and all that stuff, and people are excited, and the swing is looking good, man. Cal, he's looking healthy. And we would assume if Cal were here, I guess, didn't get injured and maybe had a better start to the season, he'd probably be in the running for an all-star spot. And we've had conversations all day about, okay, who would we put in an all-star, a representative for the Mariners in an all-star game. And Julio and Randy and Emerson are the ones that I think Stacy and I, the text lines, have kind of leaned on. Is there an underrated guy that you like?
Yeah, I think you said it, Bump. I'd go Julio 1, Randy 2 right now. Then I look at the starting pitching, and it's kind of hard to decide, but you look at the 4 guys who have been healthy and effective all season long, and to your point, the one guy who hasn't made the All-Star game for us yet out of that group, being Emerson Hancock, maybe the most deserving, lowest ERA. But I think in terms of most underrated from top to bottom on the roster, I might go the left-handed reliever, Jose Ferrer. He's got a 1.5 ERA, really good strikeout to walk ratio. He's only allowed an earned run in 4 outings this year, and he's pitched about 30 times or so. So I think every year the AL and NL sends maybe 2 or 3 relievers who aren't, closers, not saves heavy on their resume. So maybe Ferrer can be that guy this year.
Hey, I wanted to get back to a quick follow-up about Cal. It's fitting while you're out there at Cheney. So he was obviously lifted from this one. I'm guessing just wanted to get through 6 or 7 and kind of see how he looks. What are we now waiting for, or Mariners fans waiting to hear? Is it kind of like how he feels tomorrow? Is it, playing or catching through a full 9? What's kind of the next steps for him?
Yeah, totally. It was really good to see him not only crush it at the plate, but also get behind it today as the catcher. Thought he looked good there, catching Gabe Moser, the Tacoma starter. I think the plan right now, and Adam Jude with the Seattle Times also reported it, that Cal is scheduled to rehab with the Rainiers through Sunday. So he's got another, 6 days or so here, and then the Mariners will reassess from there. So I think things are looking good, and if all goes well, we could see him at T-Mobile Park as soon as next homestand.
What's it like for guys like Cal with their rehab stints? Man, I've heard stories of, guys of Cal's profile coming in and buying a big screen for the clubhouse, or and then he's playing with guys who are trying to make it to where he is. I would feel like it's just it would be some sort of an adjustment, but Cal being a guy that I know, it might be an easy transition for him. Just what do you know about that?
Yeah, with the Aqua Sox, I don't know if you saw it on social media, but Cal did a really nice job with the post-game food spread. I know he spoiled those guys with like a full-on sushi buffet, and then I think there was also some Mexican food, so I think he covered his bases there. And then I didn't get the scouting report on what the food scene will be like today. I know that Cal, like I said, scheduled to be with the Rainiers through the week, so I'm sure he will do a good job spoiling them. But quick little anecdote about the TV thing. When I was PR director with the Louisville Bats, the Reds AAA team, my job before the Mariners, Dontrell Willis, a great left-handed pitcher in the big leagues for a while, he actually bought a really nice big screen TV for the Louisville clubhouse, and 7 or 8 years later, when I was PR director there, it was still the TV. So gestures like that make a huge impact, and they last for a long time.
I can't imagine that one of the TVs in the minor league clubhouses, especially if it's a massive one, gets updated too often. I think you just leave that one there.
Exactly. They were waiting for the next rehabber.
Yeah, let us know when you find out about the spread. seeing what they had in Everett, I wouldn't mind a repeat if I were a player. I think that the Everett guys and the Tacoma guys would probably like that equally, but maybe it's something different. Maybe Cal changes it up and we see something else there. We are going to see Logan get the start in Baltimore tonight. We just talked with Gary Hill, who talked about how massively important it was that, given this bullpen's usage, he's able to get out there and try to pitch deep into this one. Tell us what we're watching for with Logan.
Yeah, I think what you've seen from Logan this year has been interesting because he's been way better on the road, and I think you can chalk that up, some of it, to just kind of early season sample sizes being kind of wonky, but he's been considerably better on the road this season, so hoping Logan continues that. He also has the highest strikeout rate of any of our starters, and obviously that's a very stacked list. So while he's not striking out guys at the amazing clip he was last year, he's still dialing up those strikeouts. So I think if he can combine, strikeouts with still being efficient and getting deep into a game, that'd be really beneficial for not only him, but like you said, saving the bullpen during this 10-game road trip.
Hey, what do opportunities like this do for guys like Ryan Bliss?
Yeah, I mean, anytime the name Ryan Bliss comes up, I think you'll probably get the same answer, just how good of a person he is and just how engaging he is with everyone from the clubhouse staff to me all the way up to his teammates. So he's the best guy ever. But in terms of his place on the field, yeah, I mean, I think, you only get so many shots to kind of make an impression in the big leagues. And I hope that he can stay healthy and prove himself and can be a key piece for us because, like I said, just an amazing person and definitely has a lot of talent. And that's why we traded for him a couple of years ago.
Do you know if the Mariners, I'm struggling with how to ask this. Do you know if the Mariners, when they have those guys like taxi squad, guys that are on the taxi squad or guys that maybe make a couple trips up to help or whatever, just given that you've been with more than one organization, do the Mariners have a special way of doing that keeps guys feeling really included and like part of the family? Yeah,
I think are you referring to Miles Mastroboni since he's with the team now? I saw Shannon Drayer report that. Yeah. It's an MLB rule that you're allowed to carry a certain amount of players with you. I don't know the exact rules. I don't have the piece of paper in front of me, but I know that a lot of teams carry extra guys, just in case someone has to go on the injured list or the paternity list or has to be, deactivated from the active roster in any way, shape, or form. But I think it's pretty much status quo. They go about their pregame activities and can most of the time hang out in the dugout during the game. So, I think if you're on the taxi squad, it's good as being part of the team on the active roster.
All right. And before we let you go, anything that you can spoil us with that you might be tracking for a game-winning stat? Anything fun you're keeping an eye on?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't know how into the whole 6-7 craze you guys were, but yesterday was our 67th game, and I was hoping that it fell on 6-7, but it was one day off. So
that's devastating news.
Unfortunately, that's the first thing that came to my head. I know that's just sad, but
no.
Like the major accomplishment over at Camden Yards is homering onto Utah Street.
Yeah.
And it's well beyond the right field fence. I mean, you're talking about warehouse territory, way beyond right field. And only 3 Mariners have homered onto Utah Street: Ken Griffey Jr., Sam Haggerty, and Cal Raleigh, one of the most eclectic home run lists you'll ever see. So I'm looking for, a Luke Rylie or Dom Canzone, strong lefty type to maybe join that list over the next 3 days. So let's do it.
From Mariner Stats and Information, he is Alex Mayer. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Stacy. Thanks, Bump.
Thank you again to our other 2 guests for the dugout, Shannon Drayer and Gary Hill, for joining us. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security, For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. At the end of this ad, I'll share what might be the best offer they've ever opened up to customers. But first, it's important to understand the way they do it and why. For 104 years, Wayscarf Ford is focused on a low-pressure, family-owned approach, serving Auburn, Pierce, and King counties. They aren't just selling cars. They're welcoming people into the family. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscarf Ford for over a year. I love it. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face. And now for the offer. Wayscarf Ford is opening up Ford's A-Plan employee pricing to every single customer. It's better than the employee discount. It's the family discount at Wayscarf Ford in Auburn.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression,